Hello, guys. It's your Pontiff. How are you? How are you going, guys? It's Archie Luxury here on the live stream channel. How are you guys? Hey, guys, you feeling well? Are you okay? Everything okay, guys? I want to make sure you're okay. Make sure you're happy. Yes, guys. So I'm just opening the stream up now. If you would like to come on, please come on. Let's have a bit of a chat, and we'll see how you're going there. Interestingly enough, guys, I got to tell you what really gives me a pet peeve is that I got some third rate presenters, and they only want to come on when I got important people on. And I don't think they understand how it works. See, I want the floaters to come on when I got no one good on. When I got good people on, I don't need rubbish on. Does that make sense? I hope I haven't offended anyone. I hope nobody's taken it the wrong way. But people like this, for example, I like this to come on when he is, when I got nobody here. But when I got quality prospects, I don't need second or third or fourth rate presenters on my stream. I don't need them. And this is kind of the problem with these sort of people is that they don't understand this. They don't understand it. And this is just how it goes. Mental Health Week in Oz. Sunday night with the Pontiff. Blue Shirt Buddha. I love you, Blue Shirt Buddha. Our prayers are with you. RD, £5. Thoughts on the Foundryant movements. Looking at the JLC, Duometer Chrono, FP Jaune have Centigraph. Okie dokie. Foundryant movements. You know what, guys? I would sort of say to you that Foundryant, it's Foundryant, just did a Google on that. What the fuck does that mean? Foundryant, occurring suddenly and with great severity, rare, stunning, dazzling, and overwhelming. There was also a vessel called the HMS Foundryant, 1798. It was an 80-gun, third rate of the Royal Navy, one of only two British-built carrying 80 gunships. Shit, that would have been massive. Jesus Christ, what were these madmen up to? What were these madmen up to? Lord Nelson, Hornpiper here. So what do I think? You know what? They are amazing. They're amazing pieces, but they can be a bit of expensive to service. And you know what? I like Steel Sports Rolex. With these fancy-wancy movements, they can be they can cost a pretty penny to keep them ticking nicely. And that's the big problem. Do you really want one of these things? Do you really want one of these things here? What's it going to do for you? Baby, what's it going to do? Is it going to dance? What is it going to do? That's what I would like to know. And let's just call up. Let's go to Chrono. Let's go and have a look. Chrono, JLC Duometer. I think that's probably the most bang per buck version of this. Let's have a look. JLC Duometer. Look at this. This is a JLC Duometer. 100. Look at this. Oh my God, that thing is amazing. Look at the world map in the middle there. 100 pieces. 35,000 what currency is that? Let me just check the currencies. That's US dollars. I mean, that's pretty damn amazing piece. How could you go, that's manual wind white gold 2000 full service by JLC Singapore in 2019 with service receipt inclusive. My God, it's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. Look at this here. I actually think I like it in the yellow gold more. Look at this. A duometer unique travel time. $35,000. That's an amazing wristwatch. Absolutely amazing. Hello, Jero. How are you?
Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Archie,
Hey.
you know what it means? Let's go, Brandon.
No, I don't.
It's a code. It's a Joe Biden. Ask Doc. He knows it.
Oh, okay. How are you going, man?
I'm doing I'm not so bad. Not so bad. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's 2 a.m. in the morning, Monday morning. So
I
I
made a
won't stay. Yes,
okay.
go. I
I
won't stay
just want
very
to say to
long.
you, I made a video just before the show. I haven't uploaded it yet.
Okay.
Don't take offense.
Okay.
I was just saying, I was talking about mental health, and I was just saying that you sent that picture to our WhatsApp group, and I just thought it was a bit tacky. I was just saying, in the video I made, I
Okay.
just said, we've got to constantly show off, and we've got better stuff than you. And that's what I was kind of saying. Does that make sense?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Well, people, if you have surplus of cash, you have to either you invest it or you consume it. And honestly, you don't need watches that are so expensive, right? You don't need this. So
No.
the only purpose for that is to show off. And you don't need a sports car, right? It's okay to have a Mazda or a Hyundai,
100%. Speaking
but
of
it's
sports cars, Lolex, how are
You
you,
motherfucker.
man?
What's up, dude? What's going on?
Hey,
Just wanted to pop
man.
on for a little bit and say what's going on.
Hey, man, it's fantastic. We just got Jero Powell. I just made a
I see
video
you.
about mental health today,
hmm
Lolex.
Did you upload it yet?
Not
not
yet.
not yet.
Not yet. I was just saying this hobby is a pretty nasty hobby. We all get so caught up in the little things. We get caught
Mm.
up in things that, we got to enjoy our life. I'm actually feeling a bit down with the blue shirt Buddha.
Yeah.
I mean, we all sang Kumbaya. We raised 10 grand, plus I'm going to throw in money. But is that really going to help him that much?
I mean, it's definitely going to help with those rehab bills for sure. But yeah, it's
But
crazy. I was
I
talking to
mean,
someone about that with someone the other day, dude. Life is precious. You got to wear your stuff, man. You got to wear your watches.
and how many do you really need?
Exactly. How many do you really need? You only really need one good watch. That's what I
I
say.
made the video and said, I think you need 2 or 3 watches. Like I said that, be perfect, absolute perfect. A Rolex diver,
hmm
a Rolex GMT function. That could be an Explorer. It could be a GMT. Okay.
Okay.
And some sort of, well, actually, I said the Omega Speedmaster, man, on the manual wind Omega Speedmaster.
Wait, can you say that
You got
again? Sorry,
3
I was answering
pieces.
an email. I was answering an email. Say that again. You
Yeah,
got
3
one
pieces.
Rolex diver, a
One
dress watch,
diver.
and then a Speedy.
Well, no, the dress watches are out. It's not
Okay.
1996 anymore. We're talking
Okay.
sports watch. Any analog watch is a dress watch.
Okay.
Okay. And I reckon that's it. And it's funny, this hobby is so bad. You look at my collection,
hmm
Lolex, right? And you would say to me, "Hey, Arch, You got an amazing collection. I'd love to have it. That's your attitude, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. You got more paddocks than any person needs.
No, but
You
hang
got
on.
pretty much
Hang on.
every.
But the
Okay,
people I
alright.
know, just listen to me, Rolex. I want you to listen to this story.
Okay. I'm all
The
ears.
people,
Go.
the people I know who collect watches, right? Like I'm not gonna name names, right? But they would say to me, I had one friend of mine came to me and he said he just bought the World Time New York edition.
Okay.
Okay, that was a special edition that had a picture of this Twin Towers on it, right?
Wow. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But he doesn't just say he doesn't just say that. He goes, "Oh, but yours has got dick hands." He needs to put me down to build himself up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got $100,000 US watch, and he felt the need to make a comment about my world. I don't get it.
Yeah. I
don't get it.
100% hate people like that. They can't just be happy with what they have. They have
And
to
I
shit
said
on
to
other
him,
people.
I said, "Hey, man,
Yeah.
I'm not going. I didn't say to you, I got the best world time in the world. I didn't say that. I didn't say my world time's better than you because you're a piece of shit. I didn't say that to him. I didn't say anything. I
Yeah.
just said I really love my world time." He came back to me and said it's got dicky hands on it. And I said, well, I don't understand. Where is this hate coming from? Were you not given a hug as a kid? Do you need
What did you say
hug?
back to him, Arch?
Well, what can you say when these
I don't know.
people?
What did he say?
I'll tell you another story. Okay, so that's
Okay.
one guy. There's another guy who's really good to me, really good friend, right? You know how I got the annual calendar?
Okay.
He got one in rose gold with a black dial.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful watch.
He made a point of saying, when he told me he's bought it, because I said, yeah, it's a beautiful watch. He made a point of saying it's so much more valuable than the yellow gold white dial version. And I thought, what a dick thing to say. Why would you even say that?
Yeah.
Is this a competition?
It's the same people that say the date sub is better than the no date sub. The 41 mil is better than the 40.
It's the same people who say a Boxster or a Cayman isn't a real Porsche.
I say, good for you, man. Congratulations. I just go back to my life. It's sad. I generally feel bad for people who say stuff like that. I feel the need
And
to
the funny thing is, the guy who said that to me, like, he doesn't mean it, right? He doesn't.
Yeah.
But why do I need to give him validation?
Yeah.
Do you
Put
see
you
what I'm
down just to
saying?
make himself feel better. Yeah.
And I said, man, it's a great watch, but it actually ended the friendship. Can you believe that? Because it really pissed. I didn't want to have a fight with him. I just kind of moved back.
Yeah. I understand that.
And I mean, I got to be totally honest with you. This hobby is bad for your mental health. Because
Yeah.
I said to another person, you know what? I got 9 watches now. And I said, you know what? Seriously? I think I got enough.
You got more than enough.
Absolutely.
You have more
Yes.
watches than you're going to need in your lifetime, Arch.
But the thing is, the people I mix, the circles I mix in.
Yeah,
They say,
Yeah.
oh, no. Like, you talk to a newbie in the collecting field, right?
Hi there. What's up?
Here we go. PNW's here. Hey, man. Great to have you on.
Yeah. Ask for third rate, fourth rate, and you shall receive.
Exactly.
Me, not.
No, but what pisses me off is it wasn't. It actually wasn't targeted to you. When I'm talking about this because this only comes on when I got first rate celebrities on. He only wants to come on when I got good people on. If I've got second raters on, he doesn't want to come on. That's what pisses me off, and I'm calling him out. Okay, he calls me out all the time, so I thought it's only fair. I call him out. Is that fair enough? Is that wrong?
He was quick to jump on. No, I don't think it's wrong.
Let me say this to you. okay, let me say this to you. I'm going to bring up a picture, okay, because I'm a visual person, okay? That's what I like, is visual cues, okay? I'm going to pull up a pic. Okay, I want to pull up a pic. And what I want to say to you guys, just keep an eye on the super chats, would you guys? Because I
Okay. Where are we
don't
right
think
now?
there's no super chats. It's just Mother
We just
Hubbard's
got one right
cupboard.
now. We just got one right now.
Ethan, live fragrance reviews, $2. Hey guys, you only need 3 of anything. I gotta tell you. Oh, that's a lot. What is that?
It's a Tudor Pelagos.
Tudor Pelagos, yeah.
Oh, on the rubber strap too. That's awesome.
Rubber. It is
Arch,
very
Arch,
cool.
may I say something? You
Sure,
once you once said that you were the luckiest, you were the happiest when you had only 3 pieces, 3 Rolexes. So
Yeah, that's
what
right.
about downsizing? If you get rid of some Pateks, not all, but you keep only one and just have
Like,
4 watches, and that's it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I'm just saying, Rolex, look at this box here, right?
Yeah.
You show this to people, you know what they say? You show it to a newbie collector, they go, "Oh, I really like the Nautilus." That's what they'll say. "Oh, I really like the
Okay.
Aquanaut. You should get an
Okay.
Aquanaut or a Nautilus." And I'm thinking, dude, you don't understand my journey.
Does that bother you if someone says something like that, or how do you respond to something like that? What is your
Well,
immediate
I'll tell you
reaction
who
when
said
someone
something
says
like that. Callie did.
Kelly?
Yeah, Callie.
Kelly from the
Yeah.
YouTuber Kelly, right?
Yeah, Instagram, Callie.
Oh, so let's just all go down to the Patek store and pick up a Nautilus, and then
And
we'll go
I
get some
just said,
APs.
Well,
I kind of just said,
brings the likes, you know. That's what she's going after, I would say.
Well,
well, I said to
Insta
her,
ballers, you know.
I said, Callie, you know, I remember when they were in the store and I didn't even like them. She couldn't believe it.
is she new to the watch game? I don't really know a lot about her.
Years, 5, 6 years, I
well,
suppose.
Yeah.
You know.
I talked to her recently on Instagram. I asked her, why don't you come back to Archie's chat, and she replied she doesn't want to. She said, I don't want to come back.
That's because I call her out for being shallow and materialistic. Is that wrong?
I don't know anything about her, to be honest with you.
No, I got nothing against her, but you know, this is the thing. What I'm trying to say to you is, right, you look at this collection and think, holy fuck, how could you ever not be happy?
Yeah.
So honestly, Arch, if I look at this collection, so you've got the Milgauss, okay? If you put the Milgauss on the leather strap, so you've got your dress watch. So the Calatrava is obsolete, so is maybe GLC. So you don't need this bows. That's just my opinion, okay? But don't get me wrong. Annual calendar is beautiful. So is the world
time, yeah.
Annual world timer. So and then you've got Explorer 2 and Sub, and that's it. You don't need more. Speedy, I would get rid of that also.
Ooh, that was mean. That was mean. That was mean.
Archie's got to keep a Speedy though. Archie's the Speed Master guy. Anytime I see the Speed Master and the Explorer 2, I think Archie Luxury. You gotta keep those two.
Yankee Doodle, $2. Does the 5296 wear like the 5196? I got to be completely honest with you, Yankee. I really, 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 really regret selling the 5296. In fact, out of all the Pateks I've got, I reckon you could just have a 5296 as a one and done. It was fucking perfect. I don't know why. I don't know what was wrong with me. The 5296 is absolutely, it was incredible. Okay, it was amazing. That thing, I don't know what the hell was wrong with me, okay? You know, you go through mental illness. The 5296 was probably one of the nicest all-rounder. It was automatic. It had a nice size. It was 38 mil, 21 mil strap. I don't know why I sold it. You know that I got brain damage. I don't know why.
Hey,
You know
I
what?
sold an Explorer 1 right before they discontinued it. So trust me, we all make mistakes.
I mean, look, it's a weird thing to explain, right? It is really hard to explain this stuff. But I've got to tell you guys, sometimes you look at your collections and you know what? It was a mistake. I reckon the 5296 is absolutely beautiful. I think the most beautiful 5296 is on the I think the most beautiful is on the white gold with the non-sector dial. To me, I thought I'm just bringing up a photo of it because I do have a.
What would you get rid of to get back into that one?
Well, no, it doesn't quite work like that. You understand? I'm just going to bring up a photo just so that you guys can understand the pain I'm talking about. The pain that has gone, and it may not come back. Okay, this is not like going to Chuck E. Cheese.
No, I understand that, but
this is a really difficult
start looking
decision.
for it again.
No, know, this was on the blue strap, by the way, Rolex. You see that? That's the R&B spoke
Oh, I remember
strap.
that.
I've still got the strap because I put the strap onto the yellow gold one now.
Flick it to plastic.
You know?
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah, we don't sell anything to plastic anymore.
Is it 37 mil?
Bad attempt.
38.
38.
38 mils. I mean, this was actually probably the nicest. It's got that's not a scratch, by the way. That's just fucking gunk. Okay. This photo.
This is a really high quality shot. Would you take this on?
That's actually
Was it iPhone?
Yeah. No, this was actually a macro lens. Because if you really zoom in, right, you can really zoom in. See.
Rolex, what's your set of collection?
I got it here right in front of me, Jiro.
He's
Thank
got
you for
two
asking.
pieces. He's got two. He's done. And that's actually
2 pieces
shit.
and a sports car. What else do you need to be happy, Arch? What the hell do you need?
That's you know what? I tell you this now, guys. I really do look at Rolex with envy.
So that's Bruce Wayne, and the Subnodate. Okay.
But see, the thing
I don't
is,
like the Bruce Wayne name.
Can I say
Do you know what the ADs call it? They call it a Batman with a Jubilee or a Batman on an oyster.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I just got
Martha
the Batman on
used
the
to
Jubilee.
say this.
I just call it a
yeah.
Batgirl, you know.
Who cares? But yeah, I got the hype pieces, so it's kind of hard for me to talk.
Hype.
I do have the hype pieces. I can't lie.
You got the Submariner.
Yeah.
That's very hype.
Very hype.
And a Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
I had to fight tooth and nail to get.
What I wanted to say is,
maybe a gold piece. A gold piece would be nice. A dated or something.
Yeah, it's so funny. I was talking to Tim about that the other day. This must have been like 2 weeks ago or something like that. We were talking about how, like, there's such a hype right now about stainless steel watches. They're selling so crazy over retail right now. And I was like, dude, I could sell both of mine and get a solid gold sub right now.
Exactly.
We were just like kicking around the idea.
Exactly.
But I was like, who wears a solid gold sub? You can't wear a solid gold sub to get groceries or to go get gas. It's dumb.
Why is it dumb? Why is it dumb? I've been wearing my day-date yellow gold for 1.5 years. Every day. So every day to the clients, to the office.
Rolex, don't listen to him. He thinks it's classy to show off $20,000 and a two-tone Rolex in a photo.
I saw that.
Man.
I thought it was cool. I looked at that. I was like, he's probably having a good time right now. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Look,
I got to tell you, let me say this to you. You know what? I had a solid gold sub.
You did. That's why I'm always asking you about it.
But let me tell you this. You know what? I tell you honestly, right? I tell you honestly. It was amazing. It was beautiful, right? It is gorgeous. It feels so different. I'll just get this super chat in 1 minute. I just want to say this to you, Rolex. You know what? It's good to show off. You don't want it as a one and done, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? And you know what? Once you've shown off a bit, it's like Daddy lends you the 911. You give it back and say, you know what? I don't need that. It was nice to drive around the block a few times.
And
but
you get bored of it. Yeah. That's a good analogy. Yeah,
you don't
it's
get
good
bored
to
of it.
it's
You
good to
don't get
test
bored
drive
of
it.
it. It's
Yeah.
just you realize is the people who really like it are real douchebags.
For sure. Dude.
That's what you realize. The people it attracts, they're real douche. You think, guys, I can't stand you. I didn't really get rid of the gold sub because I hated the watch. I hated the punters who liked it.
Damn, dude. You got to think
Okay?
about the person that does wear a solid gold sub. Like, there's no way that
This
guy
ego. They
is a
weren't
cool
loved
guy.
as kids. They weren't loved as kids.
It's
They
not
didn't
even
have
that.
a hug. You know, they
I don't
here
need-
we
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Cream disco, $5. Would you trade a CHNR root beer two-tone for a blue Sky Dweller if you had the chance? Shit,
Would
you know
trade
what?
For a blue sky.
You know what? That's a really interesting question. That is really, really interesting. I would say no, because I don't like the aesthetics of the Sky Dweller case. And I think the root beer is so cool. Does that make sense, Lolex?
Yeah, so I'm just talking to some of the punters in the chats. For me,
I'd stick with the root beer.
I'd probably stick with the root beer. It feels a little bit of a lateral trade to me to go to a Sky Dweller from a root beer, a two-tone.
Yankee Doodle, $2.
Yeah.
What watch would you wear to your child's wedding? That's a great Yankee. What a great moment, man. There are some people who may not be able to do that. You realized how lucky that is? You know what you wear? This is why you buy Patek Philippe. In fact, you know what I would love to do, really? Listen to me, okay? I tell you what I'd love to do is have a diary which you keep with every watch, like your special watches. Like in my case, I got 4 Pateks, right? I'd like to keep a diary where I write down in the diary when I wore the watch. How does that sound? So when I leave this earth, there's a little diary that tells times I wore this watch. How does that sound?
It's cool. I like
This
it.
is why you buy Patek, Yankee, to go to your kid's wedding. This is the meaning of life, the circle of life. I reckon you should keep a diary with your really nice watches and you write down there where you went and what you did. Actually, you know what, Lolex? I'm going to start doing that.
You should.
I'm going to start doing that, Rolex.
It's a good idea.
I've been really depressed lately.
I mean, yeah, what's going on with Blue Shirt, dude? How could you not be? It's got me thinking, and I've never really met Blue Shirt, and it definitely had me thinking about him and his situation today and how just like, man.
It went so badly so quickly. You know what I mean? But
yeah, dude.
You know what? The thing is, Blue Shirt, let me say this to you. Let me tell you something, okay? In life, you can only make the best decision at the time. At the time you made a decision, you can only go on what you've got to deal with. It's like having a car accident. Nobody deliberately wants to have a car accident. Right?
Yeah, Junior said it from The Sopranos.
Deal with it. You can't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Your relationship in mental health, the most important relationship you can have is the relationship you have with yourself. Does that make sense? Is that a bit too deep?
You're doing great. We got super chats piling up.
Okay, here we go. Yankee Doodle, $2.
You got one ahead of
we
that.
Did that one?
You got one above that. SR Bell 67.
SR Bell. Thank you, SR Bell. He was getting a bit rude yesterday, that SR Bell guy.
Yeah, but he's cleaning up his act. He's doing good.
I like him. I can't see it. Sorry. I can't see it. It's below that?
I see
it now. SR Bell, $2. AC, what's your analysis of a Rolex Yellow Gold Yachtmaster 2? If you want chunky monkey, big baddie, that's the one to go for. It's actually an amazing watch. I know I've given it a lot of shit in its time. It is an amazing watch. It's chunky monkey. It's amazing. The yellow, I actually prefer the yellow gold to the two-tone. And you know what? If you like it, rock it. That's what I would say to you. Rock that, baby. We got
Well
Joe
said.
Kramer. Joe's back in the house. Archie, thoughts? I have a 40 mil no date sub and two-tone rose gold Yachtmaster. Do you think having a Tudor Black Bay 39 is too redundant?
I want to know what else Joe has, because I know he has a few more pieces other than that. I think he has the Milgauss as well, the Z Blue. And I think he has some other stuff. I'm not sure.
Let me say this, Joe. You got to go with what you like. It's not for me to say yes or no. You know what? There are some people who don't have any chronographs. Some people, I didn't even have a diver for a long time. I think if you like them and you enjoy them, it's fine. It's whatever you think is best. Is it redundant? Look, only you can make that decision. It's not for me to make that decision. I think it's a beautiful little trio. You've presented a trio. That's a nice trio.
I feel like you could wear the Tudor, you know, at times when you wouldn't wear the other. So I would say in that case, it wouldn't be redundant to me.
Here we go. MJT, $80. Cheers, Arch, for pumping up the Blue Shirt Buddha Fund yesterday. Good to see the goal was reached easily and then some. Shout out to my good mate, CB. Great bloke. Yeah, CB is a great guy. MJT, I don't know if you know this. He's the guy who got me my Submariner. And you know what? I got to tell you this honestly. It is an incredible thing to finally get the watch you've been lusting and craving for. And I got to be honest with you. Sometimes in life, it can be very, very difficult. I was really lucky to get my Submariner, and he made it possible. I'm just going to pull up a photo. I remember when I got it because I hadn't really seen one before. I'd never seen this sort of creator before because I never get invited to dealer demos or they don't invite me. Did you know that, Lolex? I don't even get invites.
To dealer events?
Yeah, I don't get invites to nothing. Nobody loves me. See?
I think you would do
Nobody-
really well at those like watch conferences, like the one in
Oh.
London. I think you would be like a celebrity walking around there.
There's
Yeah,
several
well,
hundred people that tune in here every night that love you.
it's kind of like being the washed out musician who everyone buys you a beer. It's kind of cool, but eventually just leads to alcoholism. This was the watch MJT got me. And I'll never
Gorgeous.
forget it. He landed, he came down, he was wearing a Yachtmaster 42 mil in white gold. I thought that was the classiest watch I've ever seen in my life. So amazing. And I got to tell you, my subby, I'm wearing it today. This is a Herman So shirt there. I don't know if you noticed that, Lolex. And
Yeah, sorry.
you know
There's
what?
trolls in the chat.
Oh,
It's
why
going
are they-
off.
what?
That's how I know I'm back, when they start attacking me again.
Yeah. I don't understand. There's some really nasty punters there, you know?
Man, I used to get it hard when I first
I'm
started
just
coming
blocking a few people. Man, I don't
on.
understand.
I used to get it
some of-
bad, man. And people
Man,
hated
they're
me.
they're just nasty. Let me say this to you. You know what? What I was trying to say to you before is, you know, the circles I move in, they say to me, newbies like Kelly says, oh, I'd like to get an Aquanaut. I'd love to get a Nautilus. When you talk about paddock, she goes, you know, I'd really like to get a Nautilus. And you just know when someone says that to you, they're not really true paddock aficionados.
No, they're just chasing. Yeah, they're dumb.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what.
Have you ever
kinda-
heard of a book, Arch, called I think it's called The Subtle Act of Not Giving a Fike? I was just started reading that today.
Any good?
Well, I mean, I'm just in the very cursory, but I think
PW, you're a
sounds good.
millionaire. You don't care about nothing. You got your expensive tools.
Here's
You
how much
got
I
your-
don't care. I was looking at a CWC watch before I came on this stream. Cabot
That's
watch
pushing it a
company.
bit there.
I like the military history behind divers.
Yeah, I know what
and
you
that's
mean.
kind of what I'm
I
trying
know
to.
it. Yeah, I understand. I understand.
It's kind of like a wine.
Yeah,
that
no. I
most people
completely get it. Sabre Mark 42, £4.50. If Arch walked into London Watch Show, people would say, "Wow, this is that guy from Elite Luxury." I got to tell you, you know, Rolex, that business has been a fucking disaster.
The London Watch Show?
No, Elite Luxury.
Um,
So just to let you know what happened, I paid several $1,000s to buy that YouTube channel,
yeah.
and it had a few problems with it, and it's been shit. Okay, can I tell you that honestly?
I've
been
gathered.
garbage.
I've
It's been
gathered.
garbage. Okay.
No, Arch. Honestly, I tell you, you've got 3 channels, right? So Paul Pluto is one of my favorites because I see the paid reviews. So
It's the only one I
people-
really do watch.
Yes,
paid
because
reviews.
you learn a lot from the paid reviews because it's a genuine estimation of the
Yeah.
collection.
Yeah.
So then you've got your corporate luxury for the streams, and
Yeah.
ARCHIELUXURY, the third one, and you came up with the fourth one. It's just too much. It's just too much. I mean,
Yeah.
to follow up with the 4 accounts, it's just too much.
Ridiculous.
So stick with the 3 or 2, and that's it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Thank you, Saber. Absolute ball, $5. Great and important show today. I want to say this to you. You know what I fucking think? You know what I really, really think, Lolex? You know what I think?
What's up?
I got to be totally honest with you. You know what made me fucking happy?
What was that?
I show you this sort of shit makes me happy, Rolex.
Let me see it.
Right? I want to show it to you. It means a lot to me. I look
Okay.
at this photo and think, fuck, that's all you need, Archie.
Oh, is it that 3-piece? It's that 3-piece for sure.
Let me show you. No, you don't know which 3-piece it is there. You're pretty good there. He's pretty good. He knows. He's guessing. Da-da-da-da. What do you think of that? Da-da. You know what?
Yeah, this 3-piece. This is exactly it. Yeah,
Boom.
that's all you need.
Reverso, sub, and a classic Calatrava. And that's wearing that Aaron Bespoke strap. You see that blue one there? Put it on this one now. Because I sold the 5296 and I didn't include my expensive straps. I'm not giving that away.
Okay.
It's amazing how dark it got. It looks almost blackish gray there.
You can do this again, but you can upgrade all of them. As in, you have enough capital in your watches where you can start selling stuff off and just bring it down to a tight 3 like this, but just have top of the top examples.
Rolex. I want to buy a 3rd or 4th hand 360.
Why? Why, man?
They're trouble, aren't they?
Yeah.
How bad would a 360 be? Seriously.
Can we get photos of it? Let's see some photos of them. Well, let's clean out these super chats.
Okay.
I
am okay.
You're behind.
Mr. Tudor to you. That is awesome, Arch. I'd die to have that sitting next to my Black Bay 58. You know what? Let me just tell you a little secret. If I got rid of my Tudor 41 mil, if it was the 58, I would have kept it. I want to show you something else there, guys. Just stop that for a minute. I want to show you something else because, you know, I think too many people forget where you come from. You know what I mean? It's so easy. I don't know what it is. We just get so greedy. We get greedy. We get, nasty. I don't know what it is. What is it in this world here? What is it? Why do we turn out this way? And I'm just going to show it to you here. Did it? Share screen. Did it? Look at this. Look at this. So it's okay. That's the world time, right? I want to show you something here. Da-da-da-da. So we go in. Look at that. Look at how that's done. Look at that. I mean, isn't that just incredible?
Gorgeous.
Are those small dicky hands? Are they small dicky hands?
You want to see
Is
dicky hands? Look up a Persista, which had that legit, looked like it was very phallic.
I mean, just look at that. Isn't that an amazing watch, guys? Is that amazing or not? Is that amazing? Is that beautiful or not?
The punters are getting restless. I think we're missing some super chats.
Okay, thank you.
I would watch that.
Here we go.
I don't know how.
Here we go. Did it. Plastic, fantastic, 1872, 10 pounds. Arch Ashino was seen yesterday floating on Ocean. Ocean was seen yesterday floating on an empty pizza box, waving a gondola stick in the middle of Venice Lagoon, shouting, "Drown the poor!" Thank you. An absolute bore, $2. I really love my tool watches. Good memories. Here, ER 36 is nice shot.
I think we're referencing the
Diamond.
360 Ferrari, right? Oh, God.
Sorry, here we go. Malik Diamond, Arch. I do not want to donate for a window regulator in a 360. No stream funding for that. Fike me, Dad. Look, I was actually joking, okay? Look, I tell you honestly, there's no way in the world somebody like me would buy a Ferrari. You know why? You know why? You know what sort of Ferrari I would buy, Lolex?
Which one would you buy?
A blown engine Ferrari that I could just park it in as a lawn ornament. You can actually buy that. Did you know that? You can actually buy Ferraris that don't work.
Shells, yeah. Make a car bed out of it.
They have the engine in them still. They just don't drive. They're fine, right? Maserati does that thing too. You can do that with Maserati.
Yeah.
It's expensive. These are beautiful cars, but it's kind of like, don't do that. Don't do that. You just know it's like dating. It's like dating a girl who's on crack cocaine.
Can I tell you what I would get if I was going to buy a Ferrari? I get the California. I don't know why.
No. Exactly.
I saw black California ones. I think they're so beautiful.
Back the truck up. I was teasing you. I got no hope.
I know, but if you were going to buy one, California.
You know what? I tell you honestly. Can I tell you something honestly?
What?
I'd buy a Porsche.
I know that'd be the smart move. That's if you were going to.
I wouldn't be buying a bloody Ferrari because I don't have the income or the means to support it.
Hey, Arch, do you have the? I think it's called. It's a Toyota, but I think it's just called an 86. Do you have that?
Oh yes, that's a combination of Subaru and Toyota work together on it. Did you remember that?
I don't know about that, but I was just looking at them the other day. My wife kind of wanted one, and I mean, they kind of gave me, Porsche vibes as far as the look.
Absolute bore, $2. I really love my tool watches. Good memories and super pitchy. $5. Arch, what do you think of the current Oyster Perpetual? Actually, it's a very, very good question. And ER, I love you. You know, ER, she donated $100 yesterday just to me.
She's very generous.
Because I was going through the figures with Bear, how much I got to send to Blue Shirt. Yep. And Bear goes, "Oh yeah, there's $100 that ER gave directly to you. Make sure you take that off." Oh yes, thanks, Bear.
Hey guys, do you know which sports car is also very popular in Moscow?
What's
It's
that?
a Nissan GTR. It's so popular. It's so
Oh, but they're a
extremely
monster. Godzilla's. Paul Silesius, what? That world time is sublime. Prices are going up fast. Paul
never answered,
Silesius
yeah.
has the platinum version of this.
Oh wow.
You didn't
Amazing
answer
watch.
super pitchy, by the way, about the OPs.
You know what? I love them. I really do love the OPs.
Really?
However, I think they're overpriced. I would rather get a Milgauss than an OP at the moment.
Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
I think the Milgauss, look, it's such a
It's the
beautiful
next level,
watch.
and you've got
It's
the polished
next level.
center links. It's a polished center links,
Exactly.
and
I'd
it's
rather get it.
thicker, and it's a tool watch. And also petrol is
rather-
just nice to have, but it's nothing special for me.
I'd rather get a Date Just 41 with the smooth bezel on the oyster band than the new OP.
That's hard to get, Rolex. That's hard to get.
It's a lot easier than getting an OP, that's for sure.
Let me say to you, the OPs are beautiful. I love them. If you were offered one, you'd grab it. Okay, if you were offered one at
Yeah.
retail,
I'm
you'd
on
grab
list
it,
for
right?
like 2 of them.
Of
I'm on
course.
list at 2 places for them.
But
that
you know
doesn't
what?
mean,
I don't know if I really want the black one, but I'd really want
Yeah.
the Tiffany,
You know,
the
yeah.
Tiffany colored dial,
You want the
the
color ones.
coral,
the
the
green.
green,
My
the
friend has the
yellow. I want
green.
the funky
So nice.
shit.
The yellow one looks so cool too. I've seen one in person, the yellow. Looks so cool.
The grapes have gone
That's
up
the
too.
one
You
I
know, the
don't like.
39
The
grapes,
old
they've gone up.
39s. I had a 39. That was my first Rolex. I sold it. Dumb.
I
Mr.
gotta
GMT,
find out how,
$10. Upvote and show your respect to the Pontiff. Yesterday's show is what this community should be all about.
I wish
I
they
just
would
feel
list
down. I'm
like
sorry.
on the ladies how small the bracelet will go.
By the
That's
way,
what I need to find out.
I got 3 luxury cars, Arch. Very overrated. Can I tell you this? I remember I met ER. I'd never been in one of these fucking things before, right? It was a cabriolet Mercedes E-Class.
Mm-hmm.
Far out. It was gorgeous. I'd never been in one before. It was amazing. But you know what? I think you're right. They really, you know what I want to do? Can I tell you honestly what I want to do with my life?
What's that?
Instead of buying a luxury car, which would really pull me down, okay? A luxury car would really, really pull me down, okay?
Okay.
I'd like to live 1 week in Asia, 4 weeks in Oz. 1 week in Asia, 4 weeks in Oz.
Oh, just try. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
I think that would be cooler. And you know what? Lolex, I'm actually thinking of downsizing a bit.
To make that happen. You could totally do that for sure. Where would you buy though? In Japan or
Sorry?
Singers?
No, I'm not going to buy anything. I'm not buying anything. I just rent.
You just travel. Huh? Okay.
I just rent.
Yeah. You can rent super cheap in Singers, can't you?
Singers is dear. In Japan, in the rural areas, it was cheaper. Thailand is cheap. Look, certain countries are cheap. You can always get a deal. You pre-book it. I get it all paid for and done before I leave.
It's not necessary. You just look it up on the Airbnb. You find the best deals.
Exactly.
Let's catch some of these super chats. You're missing.
Sorry,
you're missing out. Thomas Burnett.
Tom, thank you for keeping me. Thomas Burnett, £9. It's Sunday Night Live at the Pontiff. 1,000 thanks for putting on the blue shirt Buddha yesterday, Arch. Blue shirt and his wife sent their gratitude to the watch community for their generosity. Yeah, look, I'm sorry for being a bit down. I just love the guy, and I just find it hard. Okay, and don't forget, it wasn't me who did it. It's you guys who donated. Do you understand that? You guys donated. It wasn't me. You guys should be thanking yourselves, not me. Malik Diamond, $5. Arch, I sold 2 sports cars to buy a GT4. Now I have second thoughts. Want to buy a ZL1, an EL1, and pocket. What's a ZL1?
The Corvette, or the
Oh
Camaro.
shit!
No, that's
And
the
what's an
Camaro.
EL1?
I don't know what the EL one is. I think the ZL one is actually a Camaro, a souped up Camaro. Speaking of
love
vets,
the Camaros.
I almost got a Corvette over my car. I was like this close to getting one.
Look, you know what? I don't think it would
New
be
or
bad
used?
either way. I don't think it's
Yeah.
bad either way. And ER, I got to tell you, I got 3 luxury cars, Arch. Very overrated, my friends. ER, I want to ask you something. 3 luxury cars or 3 Burkans? What's better? What gives you more joy?
Of course, cars, because you can put them into business and rent them, and you get cash flow inside. And Birkin means you just get anything.
No, Birkins are hard to get, you know.
But what is the benefit from that? From it? I mean, you can wear one. You can, yes.
Oh, the Birkins are beautiful. They're leather. They last forever. They don't have service costs. They don't depreciate. You don't have parking issues.
But if you have a luxury car, you could just rent it. You can rent it on the hour basis or daily basis, and you can afford 20 Birkins in period after a short period of time.
No, it's not. It's not the same. I don't think it's the same. You can't. Renting it is there's quite high insurance and costs. You want to own the thing, then you don't. Renting can be very expensive. But I got to tell you, you know what? Do the bags make you happier or the cars? And I've always said this, cars or watches, cars or watches. I've always said that. And yeah, I got to tell you, it's a difficult time we're in, guys. It's very difficult. Are you okay, Lolex?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just looking at emails and stuff like that.
Saber Mark 42, £1.80, 2 weeks Asia, 1 week Oz, 1 week in Diego's mum's place. Thank you, Saber. You know what? I wanted to say.
Ask Lolex, what makes more fun, watches or sports car?
Ooh, I can't answer that.
But you know something? Can I just say something, Rolex? I don't know if you know
Yeah.
this. Nico was hospitalized.
Okay.
Okay. Now he's only young, early 30s.
Hospitalized for what, car accident or?
No, heart trouble. Because he's putting so much pressure on him. He's got a Ferrari V12, right? Let's be honest.
Yeah, okay, go on. No, I didn't realize which Nico you're talking about. We have so many Nikos in our area.
Yeah, Nico.
Nico,
Pride and
Nico
Pinion,
Leonard.
one of the big sponsors here.
He's like 35, right? 33, 35, something like that?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is he's pushing himself. It's hard, okay? It's not easy to make money.
Yeah. You can't, you don't become successful like that by just falling into that type of money.
But you know what?
Like, he clearly works hard.
Wouldn't it be better, instead of being V12 Ferrari successful, why can't he be 4-cylinder Porsche turbo successful?
Yeah.
And the problem is you earn too much money, you end up paying so much tax. And you end up... all I'm trying to say is maybe you got to look at what is it that you really want.
Yeah. Do you want to have nice things but be working around the clock, or?
No, but you can still have nice things without pushing it to that limit. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
So Arch, look, there is a question. So let's say you've got $1 million at your disposal, and you've got to invest it wisely, so you have the most fun of it. So I would go, first of all, I would go for a nice apartment or a house.
Yes.
Then I would go for a car, and then I would go for a watch, or maybe 2 or 3. But with regard to the watches, I would set a limit at, let's say, 50, 60,000. Either you get 1 piece or 2 pieces or 3 pieces. It's up to you. But the limit would be 50 to 60,000, and that's it. You have a house, you have an apartment, or an apartment, either way, and you have a nice car. It doesn't need to have a Porsche or something, but 5 Series BMW. Why not?
Not even a C-Class.
It's
a regular C-Class. Yeah.
Or C-Class. Yeah, C-Class.
It's a fine car. It's a great car. C-Class.
Oh,
I say that all the time. I always advocate for a C-Class
But
anytime someone asks
you
me
know
about
what the problem is? Can I tell you something? Rolex, can
Yeah.
I tell you something? You don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't. The friend of mine who said to me, "Hey," he bought the rose gold annual calendar with the black dial. Who said to
Oh,
me,
that
"Hey,
guy.
it's
Yeah.
He said to me, a C-Class. He's had that before. He's got to
Mhm.
be.
I've
He's
had
got to
one.
be. He's got to be CLS level.
Okay. Oh, he has to be at a CLS level.
That's what he's got. He's got a CLS. He goes, "Oh, the C-Class is too boring. It's nothing. It's a nothing car. The leather's not even real. It's got Artico."
Okay, and yeah, you get that CLS, but you're
And
gonna
he's
have to
got a
pay what?
Maserati as well. He's got a
Yeah, there you
Maserati as
go.
well.
Yeah, he's
Like,
asking. Those are nice cars, but he probably has crazy car payments. But if you want a nice car
he's
that's
actually
not
got
going to
it paid
break the
off. He's actually paid it off. But
Okay,
what I'm
well, it
trying to
must be
say
nice.
is, for me, I had a 318i. That's like a 320 BMW now. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the C-Class of the BMWs.
Well, it was the base model. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I love
Mhm.
that car. Did
Yeah.
I ever wish I'd spent more? You know what? I bit off far more than I could chew to get that car. Can I say that? I actually bit off Frank Sinatra my way when I bit more than I could chew. You know, bit off more than I could chew.
Yeah.
And I think I did that with that car. I bit off far more than I should have, right?
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
gotta
I'm just
tell
like,
you,
I don't know. I'm just the type of person that like, of
I'm
course,
quite
people have like
happy.
nice cars. Of course, if you can afford those nice cars, awesome. That's great. But like, I just
What
think
I
like,
don't
okay,
like it, you know what I
what can
found
I
really,
afford?
can I tell you what I found real enjoyment out of?
Yeah.
I said this to my Lexus salesman.
Mm.
I said, "Do you know what my Honda has that your Lexus doesn't?
I
It's
know the answer. No payments.
it's not the Harman gear stereo. It's not the Napa lever. It's not the surround sound. It's got no car payment." That's kind of a luxury, no car
That's
payment.
true. That's true. To be financial independent, that's a real luck. That's true. That's true. But
And I got
Arch,
yes.
if you let's be honest. I
$1
mean, if
million.
you
You know what? I've already worked out what I would do with the 1 million. Okay.
tell us.
Because I find when I get depressed, I find it very relieving. Like, say you got money problems. Sometimes I like to do a bit of dreaming. What would I do if I won 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5, whatever, right?
I was doing that today. Yeah.
Sorry?
I do that all the time because I play the scratchers. So I always do that. Like, what if I
Oh,
won? What
shit.
if I won? What would happen?
They got terrible odds. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Well, I've hit, what did I hit? I think it was like a month ago. I hit like 250 or something on a scratcher. I was like,
Okay.
nice. The
You
best.
might be able to pay for 2 tires.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I had a good time
You
with
know
it.
what? I've looked at it. What would I do if I had $1 million, right? I already know the answer. I don't know if I should tell you.
Tell us, please. What would you do?
I don't know if I should say this to you because you get upset with me.
Why would I get upset with you?
Okay, if I won $1 million, right?
Okay.
This is awful to say because I'm a happily married family man, right?
Okay.
I want fucking freedom. Okay.
Okay.
So I'd probably say to my wife, I said, "Look, I've been offered a job offer. They're going to pay me however much the mortgage." Okay, so the mortgage on my house, I owe 200,000. I said, the company has said to me, I got to go overseas for a year and they're going to pay the house out for us. Should I go? And they're going to give me another 100,000 so you can live at home and survive. So that's 300,000. I've paid my house off and got a year get out of jail card, right? Then I can just do whatever the fuck I want for 12 months in another country. Is that bad? Why do I want to be away from the family? Why the fuck do I want to go and party and I don't know what's wrong with me. Smoke
Yeah,
cigars at
because
the
no,
top
I
of a
tell you,
skyscraper.
because you married too early and you got kids too early in your age in the 20s. It's way too early. And you missed out of being free and enjoying the time and hanging around and go to the clubs and stuff like this. I think it's normal.
So I got to be honest with you. What would I like to do? I don't even want to fucking hitch up with another woman. I don't even fucking want to hitch up. You know this? I can't think of anything worse than hitching up with another woman. I just want to be free to sleep in.
A maid to clean the room every day.
I don't even know if I want that because I don't like people touching my stuff.
Ah,
Okay. Once a week would be fine.
well, I guess what I'm saying is living in a hotel is often, it's nice.
I would like to realistically. Do I want to buy? I got $1 million. Do I want to buy a Ferrari? No. I love Ferraris, but I realize the upkeep of a Ferrari is way beyond me. A 5 Series BMW, ooh, they're still expensive. I'm thinking maybe a 4 Series at max, okay? 4 Series at max, Giro, okay? That's enough. I don't even know if I want, I'd probably go for a Lexus. An IS 350 would be better. Okay?
I prefer German cars. Honestly, I prefer only German
I prefer
cars.
cars that work and don't have plastic bits that keep breaking. I prefer German cars too.
I really
then,
like that vintage Mercedes you were looking at a while back. It was kind of a tan color.
But wait a minute, your dad is driving Mercedes.
80s model, maybe?
Has he ever been let down with Mercedes?
My dad only buys relatively new cars. Don't get me started on my dad, okay? My dad, my dad's not a Mercedes enthusiast. I said when he was 20, he remembers someone said, "Oh, you can drive the car." It was their Mercedes. And I said, "What sort of model was it? Let's go back. Let's work it out. I want to know. Is it a W12, 113, 116? What is it? What is it? What is it?" He goes, "Oh, it's a Mercedes." I said, "No, it's not. Let's go back to that year and work it out."
He was a lucky man. He was a lucky man. He was not into the details. Was just enjoying life. So it's not too bad, actually. Because I had other priorities than.
Yeah, but I want to know the history. I want to know the lineage of them. I got to tell you. Here we go. Toyota Mo, $5. Free to sleep in. Make your own hours. Be your own boss. Maybe I recommend becoming a YouTuber, Arch. You know what I would really like, to tell you the truth, if I had $1 million? Okay, I'll tell you what I really want, okay? See, I've often thought about this. Do I want a bigger house? Not really. More luxurious? Not really. I wouldn't mind a beach house, a beach apartment, a beach condo, Lolex, a beach condo.
Mm-hmm.
A beach condo. You know what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a Camry and treat it like a Rolls Royce.
Okay.
What do you think of that as an idea?
I mean, if that's what makes you happy, sure. You gotta do what makes you happy, man. You have to think logically with $1 million, right? Because that's not $1 billion; it's $1 million. You can spend that very easily. So
yeah. I got to tell you, I would love to do my own things for a while. I want some freedom. I want to escape my problems. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I want to escape my problems. You know, I'd be fantasizing just having 100,000, yet alone $1 million. 100,000 would be enough. 1 million. Would 100,000 be enough or not?
To do what though?
When everything is covered, I mean your payments and everything, and you have just free access to 100,000. That's okay. But if you have a lot of payments, I think it's not too much.
Payments. The more money we have, we get the more payments. You notice that, Lolex?
Yeah, very true.
No, that's actually the poor mentality. If you have more money and you go excessively with your purchase habits and with your consume, that's a problem. Just stay the way you are. Don't keep investing this money so you have more cash flow coming in, and makes you more financially independent, and you can do things that you like to do, traveling and being financially free and spending time with your loved ones, and not to be forced to work.
I think he missed the point. I said I wanted to fuck off for a year. I don't want more time with them. Toyota Mo, $5. Really cool to see Forrest Gump stopped in to say hi to us from his cross-country run. Trapper John there. I gotta tell you, man, you know what? I want to buy a log cabin in the woods. Okay?
Oh, it's boring.
No, it's not boring. The woods is amazing. Can you buy? Why in America don't they sell little homes on a little block? Just be happy. Why is it always like you see these really nice places, they got fentanyl problems and shit like that? Why can't they just be fucking happy, these Americans?
Are you talking like middle America, like the flyover states?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like,
yeah. Why can't they just live in their nice $100,000, $50,000 little mini cabin and be happy and content?
Who knows? Let's catch up on some of these super chats, Arch.
I think it's keeping up with. Can you hear me? Because I can hear everybody except Lolex. So I don't know if my.
I can hear you. Can you
We
guys
got
hear
one,
me?
Next one. We got Forrest Gump. We did Forrest Gump. Next one, please tell me. Cookie Monster. Seiko Cookie Monster, $2. Lolex, please.
Hello.
Lolex, please. And
Arch, I'm
Mr.
going to hop
Tudor.
off and come back if you want me
Okay.
back. See if I
Yes,
can
we do,
fix this
Trapper.
audio.
We want you
Yes,
back,
sir.
Trapper. Come back, Trapper.
Okay.
Mr. Tudor, to you, $5. Guide rails replaced at 150,000 miles. Paid 5,000, and now it's good for another 150. 540i 6-speed that comes with a dipstick. Yes, you know what he's talking about, don't you, Lolex?
The Beamer. Yeah, Beamer.
The Beamer. So the 540, that's the V8.
Yeah.
6-speed manual. And because Beamer got rid of the dipsticks, you've got to check it electronically. This one has still got the dipstick. You know what, Mr. Tudor? That could be happiness. And ER. $100. What? This woman is a legend. You know,
amazing. Yeah.
$100. Cheers to the Pontiff. Thanks for doing that for Blue Shirt yesterday. You and Bear, thank you. Look, ER. I'm just really sad. Just really sad. He's got some really big hurdles there. I hope it helps, but you know, we can't just have Hollywood endings and say it's just great. It's I just feel sad, that's all. Just very quickly, LA Methwich, you might like a Toyota Coaster 22-seater. They make a good bus. They're a good. I've actually driven a Coaster. They're actually pretty cool because you don't need a CDL to drive them. Thank you, ER. It's much appreciated. Saber.
Where does Yar come from? Is she from States or from Australia?
No, she's in Australia. She's Australian. Buy a van and convert into a camper. Also try crack. I got to tell you, what I think is, you know, sometimes people dream about having so much money. You know, it comes with its own problems. You know what I
Lots
mean?
of them.
Like when you have unlimited money, people always, you never really know what they think or what they want. It's got a lot of drawbacks. It's not always like you look at some of the Gettys, how the Gettys turned out. They didn't turn out that great. Whereas, the pursuit of money how much money is enough, Rolex? What do you think? What's the answer, Rolex? Well, how much do you need?
What is that magic number? What is it, like 2 million or something like that? 2 or 3 million? That's all you need?
3.5. Get a house
3.5?
with a 25-year roof.
Yeah. A Jap economy shitbox.
Jap
Put it in the
economy
system.
shit.
Put the rest in the system to pay your taxes.
Yes.
Oh, Arch,
And that's your fortress of solitude.
Fortress of solitude.
Fortress of solitude.
It's actually a very good question. There was a survey in Germany by a doctor who carried out this survey, and he found out that 70,000 is the amount where you get the happiest. If you get more money, it not necessarily would make you happier, because if you're not happy at 70,000, it's unlikely you will be happy at 100 or 200,000. Okay, that's your inner life. It's your inner circle. It's your inner mentality. If you're not happy, you won't become happy. So you've got to look for the reasons inside yourself. So 70,000 is the right amount to be at least happy, because with 70,000 you can afford a lot of things. Okay, not just at maybe not
at
at
70,000 euros. Do you know what the tax rate is in Germany? My God, that 70,000 becomes 35 after taxes.
Maybe a little bit more. Maybe 40.
Communism still lives. What's the tax rate in Germany?
I was paying 45%.
Fuck. You know what tax rate we pay in Australia?
50?
No, we got a sliding scale. Up to 180,000 Aussie is about 32.5. Is that a lot?
That's okay. That's okay.
I think that sounds pretty average.
Countries like Singapore have like 10%, things like that.
Yes, I pay 7% in Moscow, 7%, and I think it's far too much. Okay, I should pay less.
Bright Blue comment $5. Gents, I received a Chopard dual time. Let's get this baby up on the screen. He wants to know, got it as a gift. Can you call it up? Thoughts? Should I keep sell? Bright Blue comment. I want to know who the hell gave this to you. That's actually a pretty nice present. What do you think? Lolex. Is that a nice present to get?
Yeah. You kidding me?
So it's a Chopard dual time. Can you give me the ref? Let's just see if that brings anything up.
290235. The only watch I was given as a gift was a Movado when I graduated college.
Okay, two? Give me the number.
290.
290.
235.
That's not going to call anything up. I'll just put Chopard with that number. 290-235. Nothing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. Let me just do a. I like to do a search in Google. What is it? Oh my God! It is actually. It's very Art Deco. Let me call it up for you guys.
Okay.
Because it's. The problem with Chopard is, what sort of movements do they use? Are they anything flash? Look at this. What do you think of that? Art Deco. It is.
Oof.
Who gave it to you? How the hell do you get one of these for free? That's what I'd like to know. Let me tell you the pricing.
Chopard is German brand, by the way.
What's that?
It's a German brand.
Chopard?
Yes.
Chopard's German? Are you sure about this?
Yes, I read it somewhere. It's German. Or the inventors at least were German. And now it's Swiss.
These are about 11,500. Okay. Tell me, what do you think? Yes, no, you know what? I kind of like the Art Deco-ness to it. What would you do?
I'm kind of with Lolex's. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. Selling a gift is often not the right thing, I don't think.
Yeah, like I said, my uncle gave me a Movado when I graduated, and I still have it. I don't wear it. I do wear it here and there, but he gave it to me. It was a gift. I'm not going to get rid of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, can we have more circumstances on it? Okay, like it could have been an ex-girlfriend. It could have been a corporate gift. It could have been. You know what I mean? Like it. We don't know. We can't really lay moral judgment. I'm just going to bring it up on Chrono. Here's one in gold. What do you think of that? Does it look nicer in gold?
It's nice.
The Art Deco fate. What do you think?
I think
Yes, no,
guy
maybe?
with the funkier design in the gold personally.
Yes, I would pick gold. I would put gold, yes.
He might have got the steel one. It's considerably cheaper. Okay, tell me this. Let's take the gift part out of it, okay? Take that moral dilemma out. If you own this, would you keep it or sell it? It's going to be a hard sell. You realize this, don't you?
Yeah, you're going to lose money on this for sure. If you bought it retail?
100%.
Yeah. Yeah, you're going to lose money on this.
Is it nice to keep?
I wouldn't mind selling it and to go for something you're really lasting for, and it's okay because the old value will be transferred to the new one, and the new one will be considered as a gift.
I really want more details of the gift. I want more details because of the moral dilemma here. Arch, was PNW in Duck Dynasty? Were you in Duck Dynasty?
No, I wasn't. I should have been, though.
Okay.
I wish I was part of that family. Speaking of millionaires.
Yes. I got to say, do I keep it or dump it? I'd probably sell the fucking thing. You know that.
If you fall out of love with anything, I think, kick it down the road.
What's your view on this, Rolex? Keep it or I'd dump the fucking thing. It's ugly as shit, isn't it?
If I bought it myself,
here we go. Here's the answer. Bright blue comment, $5. It was a re-gift from my dad. A generous one, obviously. He recommended selling, not a sentimental thing in his case.
Okay. If he said it's cool,
you know what?
Dump that thing.
You don't like it.
Hey,
Look,
buy a watch to commemorate your dad. Go with him to buy it. Do that.
Look, I don't know. It's kind of funky enough to keep a Chopard. It's good stocking filler.
I guess. Yeah.
Is it stocking filler?
It's not a little bit of money, though. I mean, well, I don't know what you could sell it for, honestly.
Yeah.
What could you get for that? Like $9,000?
Yeah.
9, 10 grand?
I don't know if he had the gold one or the steel one. Did you? I think he had the steel one. That was only the gold one that came up. That was on Chrono because they're not really that wanted. Do you understand?
Yeah.
I think he had the steel one.
Maybe go into a dealer. Try
dealers
trading
don't want that garbage. They don't want that garbage. Come on. Wake up.
Wake up, man.
Maybe look, it's kind of that's why his dad didn't look. You know what? You know who really Paul Silesius, he's got a few Chopards. He's got the Lux, LUC. Seiko Cookie Monster, $2. Arch, can you get Lolex a job at Blue Velvet? All Blue Velvet gigs are over until COVID is resolved.
I don't understand the joke, but I'm going with it.
Rolex, tell me this. You got the Porsche? You live in the American dream. You got the apartment?
Uh-huh.
What worries do you have?
Hair loss.
Hair loss. Yeah, Jiro hit it on the head, dude. Hair loss.
Now, what worries do you have?
What are my general worries? I mean, losing my job would suck, but I have like a pretty good savings, so I can carry myself for a while. But
How much?
I would say,
how
like,
much you have? How much you
come on,
have?
buddy. Come on, pal. I don't flash my cash in WhatsApp. I'm not taking photos of my bank account. But no, I mean, my honest worries, like seeing something like that happen to Blue Shirt Buddha your entire
let's
life.
put it this way: the way you answer that, Rolex, is you say you got 3 to 6 months of paid expenses. That's probably the best way to say it, isn't it? That's what you should have, isn't it?
I mean, I'm like you, man. I'm a warrior, so I did more than that when I made sure I made my move. I made sure I did it right, and I'm in a comfortable place. So
yeah,
I could take care of myself for a while. But if you're asking me what my general worries are, it's like I just said. Look what happened to Blue Shirt Buddha. You can have everything all planned out, everything you feel safe, everything is good, and then just shit can just turn like that. So, yeah,
Even
that's
with
my
your
general worry right
savings,
now.
if you have
Yeah,
too much, then they just, you know, you can't get services. They bleed you dry. That way, another reason for maybe having off ledger assets.
Yeah.
Paul Salesius,
money and
$5. Amazing memory, Arch. Chopard is definitely not German. The owner is. There you go.
Yes, the owner was, yes, the owner was German.
I got to tell you, I think it's funny how you say, what would you do with $1 million? And you Americans automatically assume I want to consume and buy more stuff. What about if I said, thank you, I'll take the $1 million, and what I will do is I will pay the notes out, all the notes, and I'm going to buy an RV and go around Australia. How does that sound?
I mean, yeah, I
Why
would travel.
do we
Travel would be the
assume
first thing
when
I
you
do.
have a windfall, we always assume we're going to buy stuff, more stuff? Maybe the answer is to have less stuff. Does that make sense?
I think the most valuable asset any person can have is time, and money does nothing but buy you time. And if you can do anything to heighten your time versus, you know, consume, I think it's better.
Yeah. I got to tell you, man, I often, when I've had bad depression, I said, what would I do if I won the lotto or did this? You know, that's why I was swimming in that swimming pool. And I'd say, what would I buy if I won $1 million, right? That's when I said, you know what? I want that world time. This was 2004. That world time, which I've got now, Lolex, that was the current model.
Yeah, I get that.
There was only the Dickie hand model. There wasn't the bigger ones to decide. There was only one model. That was the model.
That's so funny. I can't really let your friend like get to you like that.
Well, he's not a friend, okay?
Oh, exactly.
He's an acquaintance. He's an acquaintance.
I would just start laughing at him. Like, all right, dude.
It's Barisha, $5. Do you like Hong Kong or Singapore more? Phew, I got to tell you, that is actually a really good question, because I like both those countries. What I really love about both of them is their British colonial roots. And what I mean by that is I like the British architecture. And like you go to Singapore, you got these old colonial mansions there. Same as Hong Kong. You go to Hong Kong, I like the Peninsula Hotel. Right next to the Peninsula, there's the 1881 building. That's kind of an old restored. It's got all these boutiques. That's where IWC wouldn't let me in. Remember that video? And I got to tell you, I love in Hong Kong Harbour, they got these old ferries, like 1960 ferries. You jump on that to go over the other side. Hong Kong or Singapore, you know what? I've actually been to Singapore more, but Hong Kong is amazing. I would love to live in Hong Kong. They're both amazing. They're both absolutely amazing. Hong Kong or Singapore?
Is Hong Kong expensive?
Yeah, real estate is incredibly expensive. Renting is expensive.
Okay.
Singapore is very expensive as well. You know what? If I had the choice now, I'd probably pick Singapore, because I know Singapore better. I feel more comfortable there. But if I was to stay somewhere for a year, I'd really like to explore Hong Kong more myself. They're both amazing cities. They're both amazing. They're city capital countries sort of things. Toyota Mo, Toyota Mo, $5. Arch, I've been really bored this weekend. I watched Glengarry Glen Ross again and Margin Calls for the first time. Excellent movie. Recommendations. I can give you some recommendations.
And I made it halfway through Glengarry Glen Ross. I couldn't do it.
Really?
Oh,
yeah,
it
is a bit. It is a bit like that.
Between hearing
look,
about the leads all night and then watching it all day, I just couldn't do it.
Alec Baldwin really came in and stole the movie, and then he just like took off. I was like, wait, that's it? He's not in this anymore? Damn it.
Yeah. Look, I'll give you some movies I really loved, okay? See, I like foreign films. One of my favorite American movie in English, I should say, American speaking movie is A Serious Man, Coen Brothers.
Yeah, I certainly watched that.
So many crazy subplots, it's ridiculous. One of my favorite Japanese movie is Departures.
Okay.
It's the story of these undertakers, which I found really good. I really enjoyed that movie because I'm a bit sensitive to death recently.
Mm-hmm.
Another great movie is Norwegian Wood, because I like Norwegian Wood because it looks back on a previous time, and I'm a bit nostalgic myself. Norwegian Wood. Another great movie I like is
How about The Gambler? You like that one? Is it The Gambler with Mark Wahlberg?
I found that hard to watch.
Yeah, that wasn't that great.
Hard to watch because I feel like saying, "What the fuck are you doing, you idiot? What the fuck? You have got the family that is, your family is super rich. You've got everything you could. He's got a good teaching position. He's respected. He's attractive. Why the fuck does he have to blow it on something so stupid? You know what I mean? Like, I find that hard. Like, I must say, I found the movie I found very hard to watch was The Wolf of Wall Street, because they wanted money just for the sake of it. They didn't appreciate, like, I think you've got to be respectful for the things money can get you. Does that make sense? Like, they got a Lamborghini and they wrecked it. I thought that's just stupid. Why would you? That's just awful thing to do. It's so wasteful. I don't like wasteful people.
Well, meanwhile, they were taking advantage of people that had no means, and they didn't.
Exactly. I mean, I kind of,
I mean,
I
there's
like
one
a
scene in
movie.
that movie I really like.
What's that?
When his wife's sitting in the nursery there.
His wife's sitting in the
Margaret.
nursery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a revealing shot. I'm sure that's it. With Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
Isn't that it? Yeah.
And what happens? Tell me what happened. I can't remember the scene.
Just she's sitting there in a very provocative position. I mean, it wasn't dirty or anything. I mean, but
Yeah.
it was just that was the best part of it.
Do you remember Jeremy Maguire? One of my favorites.
Show me the money. Show me the money.
Show me the money, exactly.
Yeah, I didn't really like that movie.
It came out 1996.
I tell you a good Stephen King movie. If you want a good horror movie, Needful Things. I like that movie. Okay. So Needful Things, the devil comes to town. By the way, Rolex.
What's up?
The devil drives a Mercedes-Benz from the 50s.
Where's this from? Is that Al Pacino?
Natanauza. And what's it called? The 50s 300S?
You mean a Doozer?
No.
Are they called Doozers?
A Natanauza Mercedes.
A
Natanauza.
Okay.
Okay. This was the model before the 600.
Okay.
And what the devil does, he comes to town. He's got an antique shop.
What movie is this?
Needful Things.
Okay.
And what he does is he comes to town and says, right, say you're a watch collector. He gives you the prize watch you've always wanted. The one if you're a baseball card collector, the Babe Ruth baseball card, he has the rarest one. And he says, I'll give this to you, but I may need you to do a favor for me in the future.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then he gets the town to turn on each other.
Okay.
Quite an interesting movie because one, I wanted to know what the devil would drive. Right? He comes into town in this big black Mercedes Attenauser, which they're quite a collectible car. I kind of like them. And it's just this concept, how we would turn for material things. We would do things for material goods. It kind of makes you, I found
almost
it
like
very
you'd
good.
sell your soul or material.
Yeah. The Thomas Crown Affair was a movie I enjoyed. See, I enjoyed that because he stole the painting, not for money, because he liked the painting. I found that a very interesting concept of, he didn't just steal it, just steal the money. He stole something of beauty which couldn't be bought. And I like that moral dilemma that he had. Because I think if you collect things, you get things that are really beautiful and rare, and it's kind of how they go. I kind of like movies. I like movies that you've got to really think about. Does that make sense?
So what's your favorite one?
Oh, well, those are some good movies. Okay,
your top three.
Yeah, well, as I said, A Serious Man. I love that movie.
Okay, Brother Cohn. Okay, Serious Man.
I would have to say I love Margin Call.
Classic one, yes.
Okay.
I saw it. Okay, I watched it.
And I didn't like The Big Steal. I didn't like that. The
Big Short. You mean the Big Short? Yes.
I couldn't get in. I didn't like the characters. But
it was a true story, by the way. It was a true story.
I know, but Margin Call, what I liked about Margin Call is how they I've been sacked many times, and it's kind of like that, yeah. Except that when they go into the office, I suppose in America they could see in so that they don't pull out a gun and shoot people, I suppose. I don't know the logic behind that. Normally when they pull you in, it's done privately. They don't actually have everyone can see who's getting fired. Margin Call was brilliant. I love Jeremy Irons. He's a great actor. I love Paul Brittany. I love that movie. He goes, he earned 1.6 million. What did you do with it? Oh, I did this, did. Like, it's quite realistic. I kind of liked how they broke it down. Just getting my morning tea. Thank you. Morning tea delivered. What's another good movie?
Did you like The Italian Job?
No. I want to go.
Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg.
They soup up those minis.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen The Italian Job?
It's kind of older. Charlize Theron.
There's a reissue, isn't it? There's a reissue.
Yeah, that is the reissue.
Yeah. That is the reissue, but it's still older.
I like The Mechanic.
Yeah.
You know The Mechanic? Mechanic. It's got Jason Statham on it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked his movies, by the way. I liked his movies. What was that movie he was doing the driving for? What was that movie?
Transporter.
Wasn't? Yeah.
Hey,
and I remember a scene in Transporter where he has the flat tire. Remember that scene? Because that's the reason he's got to open the trunk to change the flat tire. And then I noticed in the next scene, it's a different alloy to the other alloys. It's not. There's just a small little slip up there.
I think they call those plot holes. That's what I've heard that termed. I always notice that, like if they're drinking a drink, I'll notice that it was half full, and then the next time they flip back, it'll be full, and it's that kind of stuff bugs me.
Got some super chats. Where are we? Tell me, super chats. Where are we? Let's get these super chats happening here. Here we go. The next super chat is Neo, $5. Hello, humanity. Hello, Neo. Neo, $5. Arch, do you get better service in the morning or at night? I like lunchtime service. Watches 24, $2. Would you trade a 2021 Black Explorer 2 towards a VC dual tone? No. I'm not a big fan of the VC overseas. And you say towards, how much more you got to put in? You haven't given me the deal. Yeah, $100. Wowzers. I got an email from a girlfriend who was interested in this watch, Reverso 1 Duet. Call it up. Tell me what you think. She is asking me, overpriced, what do you think? Now, just send some. She's got to pay retail for it. Does she get a discount? Unfortunately, so much of these watches now, you're not getting discounts. You are not getting discounts. They're very hard. Just because of the environment we're in, even a brand like JLC, which in the past you used to get pretty good discounts, is getting hard. So can you just give me that number there? Can you give me that number? Q, what's the number?
Q3348420.
Da-da-da. Oh, okay. That's it there. It's a Jaeger LeCoultre Reverso 1 Duet. I think it's beautiful. Let me. What's the specs on this
'Cause
here?
that's why I was
It's
wondering
manual
what the
wind.
dimensions
It's
are.
steel. Manual wind steel. This has only got one. I'll just call up another one. Just hang on. It is
The
beautiful,
diamonds inset there.
but it's only steel. I got to be totally honest with you, ER. The Reverso I sold you called the Shadow. I prefer that to this. It was on a bracelet. That's a beautiful watch, the Shadow. This is gorgeous. Like, I like the Art Deco blue. Look at the Art Deco blue there. That is kind of cute. The problem is, look, the thing is this, with Reverso, this is not a waterproof watch. So you couldn't use it like a Rolex. Rolex, Oyster Perpetual, or a Datejust, you can swim in it. It's got a lot more waterproofing. This is a delicate watch. What's she going to use it for? Is it going to be baby? This is a watch to baby and savor.
And as a lady, would a steel like, I don't know this, so don't, crucify me over it, but would a steel bracelet not go with more outfits? Like,
no, I think the leather would actually suit this. The leather actually.
But does the color? I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm not.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying. You're right. Look, but you can flip it. See, the whole point of this Reverso, it's got that sexy blue. I mean, that's got that blue with the blue strap. I mean, you could always put a black one on later.
It's gorgeous. I just wondered if,
Look, it's got a white face as well. Look at that. It's got the white.
Yeah. I guess I was thinking more of the strap, if a stainless bracelet.
No. I think the Reverso, it is a strap watch.
Yeah.
It's got a beautiful deployant buckle there. It's got a deployant.
It's gorgeous.
What do I think? I think it's beautiful. The only problem, ER, is this is $11,000 US. Is your friend buying it new? Are they buying it with a discount? Are they what? I would want to get a discount. JLC traditionally has been a softish brand. It's been a softish brand. That's what I don't like about them. Look, you know what? I find it very hard. I find it hard to give advice to people because the whole watch market has turned really, really nasty. You used to be able to get discounts. Now, discounts. The whole world has turned fucked. Rolex, there's no supply. I don't know. A lot of these makers are moving to boutique only, and they're not discounting. They're all pompous assholes. I think it's an amazing watch. The problem is, what are you going to get something off? I would want something off. You'd realistically want 20% off, okay? That's what you would really want. Oh, she wants the one with the bracelet. She's just said, it's not for me, and I am in my 40s, Josh. She goes, yeah, she sent me the link with the bracelet. It costs more. Okay. That girl doesn't buy secondhand. What's wrong with buying secondhand? You know what? She doesn't buy secondhand. Okay. Get the one with the bracelet up. Okay. Yep, we'll do that. Sorry, I didn't realize she doesn't buy secondhand. I don't even think they have the bracelet. Well, I'm going to call it up. Let's call a picture because it. Whoops. I don't think they even have the. They're just going to find this now. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. We'll have it on a bracelet. Let's have a look. Is it that reference number? Because I just called it up. It doesn't.
That's the reference number she put up, I believe.
Yeah, I know. So let's have a look there. Jaeger. What we'll do is we'll go to the Jaeger site, okay? See, I got to be honest with you. I would want a bloody discount, okay? I got one for ER. ER, that shadow you got, I think that's one of the most beautiful reversos of all time. Let's see if we can find this thing, okay? All right. Is there any way we can
It's maybe up in the upright is the
in the filters, it's got Reverso 1. It's a Reverso 1. And it was a duet. That's what it was. Okay, let's see if we've got it now. Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Why is that doing? Come on. Oh, here we go. We got them here. Holy shit. There they are, beautiful. Which color one did she go for? So, oh, she's on a bracelet one.
Yeah, bracelet.
Yeah. No, that's not it. That's not it. It's so it was the. Let me just get this. This is annoying. The model was Duetto. Material is stainless. Movement. Oh, here we go. That's on. Oh, this one is on the bracelet. Whoops. Let's go back. Shit, this thing is bloody annoying. You know this? Come on. Come on, baby. I think this is the bracelet one. Let's have a look. There we go. We got it. We got it, guys. We got it. Let's have a look. So this one here, 17,000. Shit, that's expensive. A steel watch with a bloody few diamonds on it. Holy shit.
Did the blue now is there sparkle in that? I assume it's enamel or whatever. The face, it looks.
No,
like
it has. It looks like it's got some. You know, it's got like a starry
looks like
finish
the night
there,
sky.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite lovely.
It's beautiful. I like it.
17. Okay, so let's be honest. There, 17,000. Beautiful. You know, the thing is, okay, she says here, Reverso 1 Duet, 20 mil stainless, diamond watch, 18,000, local taxes and duties included, silver dial. Okay, look,
So
I think
it a bit of
Is it
discount.
Aussie dollars? 70,000.
18,000. Yeah. Okay, she might be going for the. Is that Reverso 1 Duetto 20 mil? Okay.
Stainless steel diamond.
That doesn't quite. I'm just trying to work this out. 20
that one
mil.
was
Where is
17.3.
So maybe it's a different one. But look.
Well, but with
I think
taxes and stuff.
No, the taxes are included in my country.
Oh, are they?
Duetto. It's a Duetto. A Duetto. Reverso 1 Duetto. Holy shit, the gold one's dear. I'm just trying to work this out. Duetto. This is the only one here. How is it 18? 8 years warranty with it. You know what? I got to be honest with you. Okay, you know what? Okay, so this person, okay, so they don't buy used. Fair enough. No, okay. I think it's a beautiful watch. You couldn't wear this every day because it's quite a delicate watch. But you know what? I think it's beautiful. Jaeger-LeCoultre makes beautiful stuff. Is it worth the money? Let me tell you, ER, that shadow I think is sexier. Okay? I think the shadow, the two-tone dial with the gray and the black, I reckon that is winner chicken dinner. I'd prefer that, to be honest with you. But hey, you know what? It's a top brand, and I think this is classier than a Cartier. Okay? I'd rather have this than a Tank Francais, which is just a nothing watch. I think it's beautiful. 18,000 in my. So what's that? It's like 12,000 US. That is a lot of money. That's a lot of money. It's not free. You know what I mean? It's not free. Nice reverso. Yeah, it's on Net-a-Porter. Ah, Net-a-Porter. Why is it more expensive? Okay, it's on Net-a-Porter. Net-a-Porter. That's owned by. I think that's owned by Richemont. That Net-a-Porter.
I've never heard
Here we
of
go.
it.
It's the Australian one. They've got designers. We want to go for Jaeger clothing, watches, and jewelry. Here we go. Jaeger-LeCoultre. This is it here. 18.1. Oh, there it is. That's it there. Look, that's the one.
Yeah.
Um,
Maybe is it outside the country and then coming in?
No, that's the Australian landed price. That's the Australian price.
Okay.
You know what?
I'd ask for a discount.
Yeah, but Net-a-Porter doesn't really 10% off your first order. So there's also a honey coupon code. There is a honey coupon code I think you can use. Honey has a coupon code. I reckon you probably can't do too badly with it. Look, if your friend is that wealthy, it's not terrible. It's a great watch. It is a great watch. It is very, very great watch.
It's very classy looking.
I just find it hard in this market that we're in. There is no discounting. Why is there no discounting? Do you know why? Because it just sucks. The whole market at the moment just sucks. It really sucks, okay? I don't know what else I can say. It sucks. No discounting. I don't want to pay full price. I want discounts. That's what I find hard about watches. Like, I try and recommend things to people, and there is no discounting at the moment. No discounting. So, part of me says, "Oh, it's the whole world has turned nasty." I want a discount. You know what I would do, ER? If she's in Australia, get in touch with the JLC dealer and see if you can get. I'd want at least 10% off that price. You really want 20%, but the market is crazy at the moment, okay? The market is crazy.
What was that? That was over what it was listed at. 1,000 bucks.
No, Net-a-Porter is look. All I'm trying to say is I'd be wanting a discount.
I'd try to find a deal, yeah.
I'd want a deal. Those, I got to tell you, the whole thing is there. I think many people get too caught up. I was saying before, how many of no matter how many of these things you have, people you mix with, they say, oh, you mix with people who have more and more and more. And I said to one guy, I said, when is enough? The guy, he's got 50 Rolexes. And I said, when is enough? When is enough? He said, there's never enough. That's loser talk. Is that loser talk?
I don't think so. I mean, I think finding contentment is, yeah, I think it's a nice thing. There's enough for me, that's more than I'd ever want.
Yeah, I kind of find the same thing,
Like I watch one of those other big name YouTube watch guys, quote unquote, and he'll be going through his collection. He's like, oh, shit, I forgot I even had this, and so at that point, I mean, Jesus, does it even bring any, enjoyment? You can't enjoy it if you forgot you had it.
I just made a video this morning where I said maybe the happiness is to have a couple watches which you have a long commitment to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have some beautiful watches that you commit yourself for. And I think that could be a good start, you know?
Yeah, I liked your idea of putting, your watches away in the bank and, just spending time with one for, however many weeks, few weeks, month. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
I got to tell you,
Freaking Bear has me looking for the Black Bay Steel Tudor, the what was it, 79-730. He freaking made me want one of those. All his red triangle
his
talk,
name is Jason Stratham, not Strotham. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Stratham, yeah. He's Toyota Mo. Posies and possess and hoard no more. I think, Trapper John, I got to tell you, I don't think communism is the answer. That's where you have nothing expensive.
No.
But I think also having so many, maybe. I said this to my wife the other day. I said, honey, I think you got enough purses.
I'm sorry, you cut out there for a second. Archie.
I said to my wife, I think you got enough purses. How many more do you really, really, really need? How many purses? How many expensive purses do you need? And
yeah, it's not like they're $2,000 Louis. I mean, those are serious money. That what you have.
Well, no, I mean she's got Louis. She's got Louis.
Well, I know, but I mean, yeah, I agree with you. My wife would say she's happy with the Louis. She just wants to stick within that brand.
Hey, Louis is like Rolex, okay? They're expensive. I went to the Louis store.
Yeah.
I've got to tell you something, man. Like I bought some Louis for my wife when I had a work bonus 10 years ago. That when it was 1,500, that's become $3,000 now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty damn expensive. Like it's a funny world. Let me tell you this, Trapper. It's a funny world we're in. I remember a family car was mid-20s when I was 18 to 20. Okay. I remember in the early 80s, my parents bought a General Motors product. We got a thing called a Commodore. That was sort of like your Chevy, right? Except everybody normally went for the 3.3 motor. My parents went for the 2.85 because it was cheaper and it had no power steering. It only had an AM radio and no aircon. Right. But it was a new car. It was a demonstrator and we thought it was amazing. And that car was 8,000. When a really good one would have been about 12,000, a better one, okay? Better spec would have been 11, 12, okay?
25%.
So we hustled the deal. We got the shit one. It was metallic bronze.
Oh, no, 50% more, yeah.
Okay. And I got to tell you, you know what? So cars were 20,000. They kind of stayed the same. Like in the last 15 years in Australia, car prices stayed the same. They actually went down. If you factor in inflation, they became cheaper. Luxury cars, a Mercedes-Benz was more expensive than the house I'm in. Now I could buy 6 Mercedes-Benzes for the price of the you understand what I'm saying? So cars have actually become cheaper. Okay? It's kind of weird how your brain analyzes prices. And I got to tell you, what makes you happy, it's Toyota Mo, $5 Arch. I wear a Rolex that I really don't need because it makes me feel good knowing some Wall Street asshole doesn't have it. Don't go soft on us, Arch. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. I'm a bit reluctant to sell. I don't want to sell things I've got because I've sold things in the past and I regret it and start buying stuff back.
Yeah. Yeah, you seem like a very nostalgic person, and like you always say, you're more interested in the story, um, and you become, I mean, from an outsider's perspective,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, just very kind of attached. Um, when, you know, several people from the outside might be saying, hey, you know, what do you need 6 identical Pateks for, you know? So it's, if
Exactly.
it makes you happy, and if that's kind of your only hobby, I mean, you can only do what you can do. If you played golf and had to have new clubs and a cart, and I mean, then you start taking for, you know, you start weighing your
You know
happiness,
what?
I guess.
I tell you, Trapper, you know how bad it is? I go for a walk every day. I try to go every day. Okay. Probably every second day, but I found a set of left-hand golf clubs on Curbside Collection. A
Oh yeah,
beautiful set. Like these were 20-year-old clubs, but they were graphite clubs, and I thought, fuck.
isn't that
You can see
terrible?
what's happened. Probably the husband's died and the wife has thought, fuck, I don't want these. Throw these out.
Where I live, we have a it's a it's a transfer station. So our
Yeah.
town's garbage goes to there, and then it gets
Yeah.
transported to
Yeah.
landfill, right? So
Yeah.
they have, you know, they call it the mall, but you know, people, and we're getting an influx of people that have, you know, retirement money and lots of it, and so they put the stuff out, and you know, that's the purest form of recycling, probably the one that makes the most sense.
Yeah, it's funny. I picked up the golf clubs. They were left hand, okay? They were left-handers. But my son's left-handed.
Yeah. Well,
And I
even
thought,
for a little bit of time, you know, I don't know if you have
what a
like a
waste.
Goodwill
What a
or, yeah,
waste to throw these beautiful clubs out.
or give them to the high school, you know. I don't know if you have golf teams there. We have
But
golf
see, but
teams.
people get shy. They don't want to do that. They don't want to be embarrassed. Oh, you know,
Yeah, I mean, I live in a
like
very
I
small
remember I
town.
said to one woman, I am at the Vietnamese restaurant I go to, I said to this lady, she had a baby out of wedlock. Okay. It's a long story, right? And I said to her, hey, I got some really good toys for you. She looked at me and said, I don't want secondhand
No.
toys. I thought, oh, I felt really like it really made me feel I was trying to help her. These were good toys. You know what
Yeah,
I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
Why would she
Yeah.
say that to me?
I think this
I
Facebooks and
mean,
Instagrams, and we're always, you know, the keeping up with the Joneses mantra was made famous because it's true, you know, and we are constantly comparing what our neighbors have versus, oh, I got to get that, you know, and it's 24/7 now, and it didn't used to be. I think it's contributing to a lot of mental illness, honestly, depression, that kind of thing.
see, the thing is, I think we've never been so wealthy. Trapper
Yeah.
John, you're a millionaire, Trapper.
As Birminghard said, don't get that started. I'm a millionaire. You know, my father-in-law told me one time, he said, I'm a millionaire in things. If you looked at his place, you wouldn't, you know, you wouldn't think millionaire in the least, you know,
But that's
but he,
irrelevant. That's
yeah, right.
irrelevant.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
it's a million. There's many Americans who don't have a pot to piss in.
You're damn right. There's a lot. I mean, it's a vastly high
You know,
percentage of people that
let me
don't
tell
have
you this
a
story,
thousand
okay? Let
dollars
me
to
tell
their
you
name.
something. Let me tell you something. $1 million, okay? So we kind of joke about it and say it's not that much and this. But there was a story I was reading. I used to subscribe to this news service called Medium. They have kind of bullshit stories there, right? And I can remember there was a story of this guy, and what happened was he killed himself, right? And It was okay. So the story itself, it was called "He Thought We'd Be Better Off." Okay, and what I found interesting in this story was, okay, so he wasn't a millionaire. Like you say to me, you're $1 million is not. You just brush it off, right?
No.
You brush it
Not
off
me.
and say your father-in-law said, I'm a million. You know what? Let's just back the truck. Let's back up the secondhand pickup. Let's back up that Toyota Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
Let's back it up and let's have a look at this, okay? So this guy, let me tell you this. I'll share it on the screen. I actually found
Yeah,
this.
I wanna read it afterwards. So
I
share.
found it was really interesting. Okay, I'm just going to get it up. Just hang on. I'm going to get this screen up here.
I had a good friend kill himself a couple years ago. The guy I started working with, and it breaks my heart every day. And I had no idea.
Okay, let's look at this here. He
None.
thought we'd be better off. Okay, so this is actually his family here. He looks like a nice middle-class dad, mummy, and 3 kids. Just happy America, right?
Some people.
Okay. My charming, brilliant, handsome, dimpled, fun-loving husband of 18 years and father of our sons killed himself. This was in 2018, pre-COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was 46.
It's about how old
Okay.
my friend was.
Okay. Now, okay, so I like to look at the story here. So, okay, let's have a look. So, what happened in his life, right? And what actually happened is he got a job. He went to college. He got the degree, right? So what happened to him was he was in the financial services market. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know this, but you remember Wall Street? They was brokers and stuff like that. They don't exist anymore. Brokers
Yeah.
don't exist. Do you understand that or not?
It's all IT.
You know what's happened to those brokers, don't you?
They've gone the way of the dodo. Computers.
You online trading, buy,
Yeah.
sell, $5. You don't need
They have
a full
computers that
service
sit there
broker.
and trade in milliseconds.
Now look at this. I want to piece together his life, right? I was in his small BMW, which he'd bought in 2000. So think about that. I remember year 2000 like yesterday because I was going through some financial problems myself.
Mm-hmm.
Year 2000, I went to the launch. That would have been an E46 BMW. I fucking love that
You went
car.
to the launch?
Yeah, because I owned one.
Okay.
I had one. I bought one in 90, and I got invited to. Actually, did I get the launch? Yes, I did. I got the launch. They invited me to the launch.
Oh wow.
When I say launch, I mean it went around to all the states.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And I thought they were fucking beautiful. E46, that's the one Doc's got.
Okay.
So he had a coupe. They were fucking dear. I remember they were about $60,000. And I thought, fuck me, Dad, I would love one. So he bought one, right? So guess what happened to him? He got married. If you read the story, right, it actually tells you
I am going to read it, yeah.
He got married, I think, a year after that, 2 years after that. So he's the same age as me. So he would have been in 2000. He'd be late 20s.
Okay.
Maybe 30. Okay.
Yep.
And what I find okay, so I've actually pieced together because I like to know the financial aspects of this guy. Okay. That's what I want to know. I want to know what the fuck went wrong. Okay. That's what I want to know. Okay. Okay. And I'll tell you what happened to him. So he had his Beamer late. So that means if he had his BMW, he was doing fucking well. I wasn't doing well then. Okay. I'd done well in my early 20s. He was late 20s. He did well. Right. So he had a college degree, a job on Wall Street, a 2-door BMW. Fuck me, Dad. You're the man about town. right? Young, handsome, ambitious, bright. Winner, winner, chicken fucking dinner.
That's what they tell you.
He then, 2 years later, he got married to Sweetie.
Mm-hmm. Who looks very lovely. She seems, you know.
Okay. Then 2008, because he's in the market, highly geared.
Oh,
Highly
yeah.
geared. He lost. They
Leverage
went
to
bankrupt
the hill.
virtually.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2000, when was that reset? 2008 crash, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2008, I believe. I mean, there was a little bit of time
So
before.
he started again. So 2008, he would have been late 30s.
Yeah. Yep.
Bankrupt, penny fucked, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The finance jobs dried up. He's got 3 kids and a nagging bitch.
That I was gonna say when you pulled up that
Okay.
picture, all I saw was, "Daddy, we want." That's just me. I'm not a. I
Now
don't
you
have
think
kids,
about it.
so.
When he was in his 30s, he was winner, winner, chicken dinner. Brand new 2-door BMW.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he lost a lot of money in the market, right?
Yep.
Fast forward again. So he killed him. So this guy here, he died in
2018.
2018. Okay, so that's 10 years since they lost everything, and his
Yeah.
life is a fucking disaster. Do you understand?
Right.
He's in a rented house, and he's ashamed to tell his kids he's doing Uber.
Oh wow.
She does journalism, and he did Uber. She was a freelance journalist, and he's doing Uber to pay the bills.
Yeah.
They got a massive tax bill. They're renting a property. Financially, they're fucked. Okay.
Yeah.
They're not millionaires.
No.
Do you
That's what I-
understand?
Oh well, that's what I said. I mean, a great
Do
majority.
you see how nasty it turned? When he was in year 2000, he was winner, winner, chicken dinner, brand new BMW. Fuck me dead. He's made it.
Yeah.
Ivy, probably expensive uni, probably expensive college. He's got the degree. He's got the good-looking woman. Winner, winner.
Yep.
He ended up killing himself with that stuff you get for balloons. You know, the gas?
Helium. Yeah.
He gassed himself in the Suburban.
That's a very popular way for people.
Why is that popular?
I've been watching a documentary on legalization of assisted suicide for people that it's kind of, it's very dark to think about, but anyways, there's this book, you can get it on Amazon, and that's like the guy wrote a whole book on it, and that's evidently a popular way to do such a thing without the final regrets of somebody will have to find me, so it's doesn't sound pleasant in any way.
So what I'm trying to say is this particular poor guy, he was successful. His wife, she also says, she put pressure on him. She didn't say, hey, are you okay? She put pressure on. Why are we still renting? Why aren't we doing well? How are we going to pay for college for our kids?
Right.
Do you see how nasty it can be? Do you see how bad it could be or not?
I mean, I can. Let
Do
me
you see
switch
how
it.
bad it can be or not? See, look at this guy. He was a finance guy. If you watched Wall Street, he wanted to be a broker. He was working in finance and, investing. She said in the story he got less and less finance work.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why, I don't know. I think that like we were talking about trade jobs, I think the perception that you have to.
But what can he do? He was 46. Nobody wants a 46-year-old. You've worked in fucking finance all your life. What choices do you have?
I know.
Do you understand what I'm saying? He was fucked. And you got the wife. When are we going to buy a place? You know, if it wasn't for your stupid moves 10 years ago, we wouldn't have lost the house.
And the kids coming up on college, you know, probably worried about that. Yeah, it's
What do you think?
It's a vicious, nasty world.
So what went wrong with his life?
Yeah. God, I don't know. Some people, it seems like once the bug gets in there, they cannot flip the switch and reset, you know.
But do you understand what I'm saying or not?
He pigeonholed himself when he bought the BMW, probably, to be honest. I mean, that's why a lot of people...
Listen to this. He was 46. Was it situational depression after nearly a year of unemployment following previous decade of professional ups and downs? Was it undiagnosed mental illness? Was it a lapse in judgment? What the hell do you think it was? It's trying to get the American dream, and it keeps slipping away from us.
That's what I was going to say. He crawled up the garbage heap. He was flying high, and then he was pushed right back down. And you know,
do you understand what I'm saying?
Up. Hey, man, you're preaching to the choir. That's why like I said.
Like when you say $1 million is nothing to this guy here, it would be
been everything.
It'd be like 100 million to you.
Yeah, I know.
Do you understand? Yeah. He would spend his days driving Uber all day.
Yeah.
Whilst he was searching for jobs. 46-year-old man in finance or banking, they don't want you old guys.
So I think you have to, at some point, you know, think about reinventing yourself. You know, I would never profess to pass judgment on his situation. I don't know it, but I think that you want to get a house. But do you see what I
mean? He had the IRS on his ass.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And she said to him, you know what she said to him after 18 years of marriage? Our marriage, this is what she said, our marriage had become strained under the pressure of yet another job loss, at least the 9th in 18 years of marriage.
Well, I'd like to know what
While polite, we were nearing a breaking point. My queries about a plan B, what do we do next, were dismissed. Plan B, sweetie, I guess myself. Plan B, do you understand? Maybe her fucking nagging. Plan B, plan B, plan B.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Not only was she nagging him, I underestimated him. I underestimated his depression. I underestimated our debts to the IRS.
Man, that first line, I underestimated him. I mean, that's kind of a horrible thing to say. Just that right there. You could underestimate depression. I mean, but to say I underestimated him, like, oh, I thought he was strong enough, you know. That's how I read that.
I underestimated how much my disappointment with his constant job losses over the past nearly 2 decades may have destroyed him.
She's going to have to live with a lot of regret, I would suspect.
He knew I was nearing the end of my rope. We danced this dance numerous times. I'd pull in from grocery shopping or school pickup and see his car in the driveway in the middle of the day. Let go again from whatever job, usually through no fault of his own. The life, he was an options trader on Wall Street, is precarious, and opportunities grew more scarce as the years rolled on. An options trader on Wall Street. Fuck! I wanted to be one of those guys.
Not me.
But do you understand? This was winner, winner, chicken dinner, BMW 3 Series Coupe. Do you understand that or not?
winner. I mean, to me, I think of it as that's a quote unquote winner to everybody else. I don't think you can let other people's dreams be foisted upon you. And
Yeah, but he wants to provide for his family. He doesn't want to constantly get dismissed.
No,
listen to this. Let me read you. Let me keep reading. We lost our home. We lost our home to foreclosure, along with so many people across the country after the financial crisis in 2008. A year before that, I went out one morning to drive the kids to school, and my Suburban was missing from our driveway. Repossessed for delinquent payments.
I'm so curious what her freelance journalism provided to the family.
Repossessed for delinquent payments. I went to work full-time as a writer, but my contributions barely covered the boys' hockey fees, groceries, an occasional dinner out, and our health insurance. He refused to talk about the details of our financial life as his unemployment ticked by month after month. I am handling it, he would say.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Do you understand?
Too proud to take secondhand toys.
I offered to sell my valuable engagement ring. He wouldn't hear of it. And that also made me mad. So I determined to take the pressure off him and look for a more prestigious, well-paying job. He counter-argued that my current arrangement worked well for our family. I was able to work from home less, traveling on assignment. So she started making some money. He gave us a great life, I thought, a month or so before this happened, as I looked around our lovely home filled with lovely things. And I thought to tell him this, but I was stubborn, annoyed, and fed up and couldn't bring myself to thank him. I was frustrated by the thought of college in 2 years for our eldest son while we struggled renting a house.
Put those kids to work.
Do you understand the troubles that are out there in America or not?
I don't. I think about it often. I can't say that I've not experienced that. But I do think about it.
Do you see his problems or not?
Oh, I can imagine the pressure. That's why I think you want the.
When you say $1 million, he didn't even have $100,000.
No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's. I can't remember the percentage of Americans that don't have $1,000 to their name. Credit card, everything's on credit card. I don't know. I wrote checks for the longest time, refusing to pay auto because I wanted it to hurt when I wrote the check, So I would think about it when I blew $100 or something, So
yeah, I don't like auto. You know that? I hate auto because it makes me insane. I got about 6 autos coming out a month, 7, 8 autos, auto. You know what?
I think for a lot of people, though, it's the out of sight, out of mind scenario that they buy on credit, pay it as they can, and they finance their life.
Frank Gerard, I cannot afford that. I'm sorry. Maybe always be humble enough to use these words often. I cannot afford that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's why getting the deal is...
I can remember I was so poor. This was my second marriage, right? I remember my dad said with my stepmom, it was my stepbrother's birthday, Greg's. They go, we're just going to go down to the local pub and have lunch to celebrate Greg's birthday. Do you want to come? And I said, Dad, that'll be $100. That's my grocery bill for the week. I said, I can't afford that.
Yeah.
And then Dad said, oh, I can pay for you. I said, I don't want to be indebted to you. I don't want him to pay for me. Do you
Right.
understand?
Right.
Because then I owe him.
Yeah.
I don't want to go because I don't have, well, even if I did have the money, I don't particularly want to go anyhow. But, you know, the reality was, you know, there's a limit. That was money we needed to pay for food.
Yeah. Yeah. Your statement of, you know, X amount of weeks without a credit card debt, man, that makes me nervous thinking about it. Like I could not do it. I just couldn't. That's why I think you would be very relieved. Just the weight off your chest would be. I just think it'd be good for you.
You know, I had $87,000 in consumer credit at one stage.
That's a lot.
But the thing is, I had to build this channel. I can't have no stock.
Well,
right?
yeah.
I can't have one watch, a biro,
Right.
and a cigarette lighter and say I'm a luxury channel.
Right. No, I see. Yeah, and you had to reinvent yourself.
I got to be honest with you. I'm actually, this month, I'm going to make some heavy hitting. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a big chunk into my credit card this month. I got a tax bill due. That's not due until May. I can always put the tax bill on the credit card. Once I clear it up, I can always put it on there later. Do you know what I'm saying? If I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to get out of here. I got to do some repairs to the home. That story, look, it was this death to the super chats. Guys, keep those super chats coming. What the hell? Come on, guys.
Nobody wants to be.
But can you understand that story there? Like that guy there, when you say $1 million is nothing, to him,
I don't think it.
$10,000 would have been a fortune to him. Do you understand?
A $20 tip after an Uber ride would have made his day. I mean, it wouldn't have got him out of trouble, but I mean, it would have been that important to him.
You let me tell you a story, right? I remember the first fight I had with my Japanese wife. I was doing limo driving as well as doing IT work. I was doing limo driving because I was broke. And I got a tip and I gave it to my wife. I said, I got a tip. Here's it for you. And there was a bush, I think it was a flooding or fire appeal. Someone knocked on the door. She gave it to them. And I said, don't give it to those sons of bitches. It goes in government fees and shit like that. I said, that was $20 that I had to fucking work very hard for. That's not for you to give to losers. That was our first fight. I was so angry because I didn't even have the money to pay for a bus to a train ticket. I used to jump on and jump off.
Yeah.
Try and miss the conductor. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can imagine. I can't imagine. I don't.
It's just so bad. You know what I mean?
It's scary.
Absolute ball, $2. No Orchid with a Hamilton and a Ming, 100%. The Pine Barren, $20. Wide is the way to destruction. Wide is the way to destruction, but narrow is the way to life, and few find it. Wide is the way. What is he talking about there? Explain that to me, Trapper.
He's saying that the path to destruction is easy. It's so easy you could stumble your way down it very easily. Narrow is the harder way to find, but if you find it.
If you find it, yes.
It's
Yes.
yeah, I think if you started doing some traveling and streaming that, I think that would be, I think it'd be interesting as hell. Of course,
Yeah.
with COVID, all that stuff has to end.
I know it's been a disaster, this COVID, but I tell you what, I look at my own life, right? I gotta tell you something. Do you think these women folk would actually stay with you if things really went bad? Or is your importance as a man based on your successes?
No, I don't think it is.
You're a millionaire trapper, Mr. Options Trader with the BMW. Do you see? I think also when you have a BMW like that, you think life owes you the big income and the big opportunities. Sometimes it doesn't
I know so
come
many
that way.
I know so many people that after college, they just, because they were told all through high school that, basically they'd be guaranteed a job after college, and so they took on. That's why the student loan is a looming crisis in the U.S. And they're trying to figure out how to figure it out. But I think they were slapped in the face by reality when they graduated and found out that the job is not guaranteed.
Neo, $5. If someone were to spend their money on sex, drugs, and rock and roll, what percentage would you allocate to each, and where do watches fit in? I got to tell you this, Neo, that's not as crazy as you think. How do you spend your money? Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. So I think the thing is, right, the sex, hopefully you can have a girlfriend or a marriage where you get the sex. The drugs should be moderation, and it should
Very
be
much.
a bit of alcohol, a little bit of fun times. Definitely not illegal, but I think drugs, a bit of alcohol, a bit of you get your own highs from having some successes. Rock and roll's free. You just need to buy a radio, an FM radio. Rock and roll is free.
Yeah, lots of people.
I think
the watches, they can replace a lot of the drugs. Give you that
I think watches,
happiness.
you know what? It's nice to have a few things. I got to tell you, when things have been really tough, I wish I would have I sold a lot of stuff off, including the watches. That it's like a gun collector selling off his real rare guns, and you can see it's going to hurt him because he loves these things. I think to a certain degree, if I had my time again, like I had a really nice Rolex collection, I would have kept a couple and said, right, that's it. I'm not going to sell those. That's it. Because the money didn't really, yes, it did help, but I ended up spending money on other stupid things. And what I should have said was, right, I am going to cut forward. I'm not going to buy more, but I'm not going to sell.
Yeah.
Cut forward. And I got to tell you, I think the best advice is really, it's not so much how much money you earn, it's what you do with it. And the funny thing is, let me tell you this, Trapper. People make fun because I actually buy a lot of luxury stuff, but I buy them secondhand. I use them to grow my business. And I got to be honest with you, a lot of them have gone pretty well. They've gone okay. But I haven't spent it on, like if you go out clubbing or nightclubs. I like the sex. That's one of the reasons I've always got married. I always liked the sex. Okay. I'm addicted to sex. Okay. So the cheapest way is you either run a brothel or you get married. Simple.
Yeah.
The drugs. I got to tell you, the drugs, A little bit of alcohol in moderation is okay. You need to have some celebrate, but you want to stay off the bad drugs.
I'd be curious people's thoughts on watches. If you
See, this is why it's good to get a mortgage. You get a house, it's compulsory saving. You're forced to save. Aussies are like Americans. We don't like saving. We like spending. We like spending.
you like the
okay?
luxury goods.
We like spending. But the thing is, if you've got a mortgage, see, that must be made. Otherwise, it's the embarrassment of getting the call. It's the embarrassment of getting a repo.
Well,
And that's the reason, I tell you this now, that is the reason that I would seriously say to you, by the way, guys, I'm going to share that article for you. I'm just posting the link to that article I was reading. You can
Australia's been in a housing boom for many years now, and just like that 2008 in America, I know people that were buying property, and I saw properties flipped 3 times in a year, right? But the fourth guy that was handed to it, because everybody said, "Oh, buy dirt; it can never go down." Well, he was left holding the bag when it did go down. And I'd be curious regarding watches, I would be curious what would be hot and so popular if you figured that it was going to go down. Say you could only ever save 70% of your investment. What the
problem is, let me say this, what the problem is, if you go back 20 years, because I was there collecting.
Oh, yeah.
See, Rolex wasn't the trendy brand. People collected the Panerais. See, so they Breitling was popular. Pam. People liked Rolex, but they didn't normally, when you were solely collected Rolex, you were seen as a bit of a nerd or a freak. Why would you do that? It wasn't the cool things. Patek was always expensive, okay? Patek was always expensive. The Nautilus and the Aquanaut were they were okay. They were never cool. No Patek was cool. So I got to be honest with you. The problem is, if you go back to that and say, "Oh, I wish but a lot of people wouldn't have bought Rolex that have PAMs, that have IWC, that have a lot of watches which really didn't do so well.
Yeah.
Neo, $5. If I PayPal you $50, will you post the link to the Blue Shirt Fund on every stream in October? Sure, we can do that, Neo. There's no worries at all. We can do that. Neo's a good guy. I want to say this to you. Trapper, the world...
That was great yesterday.
Well,
I mean, it was great to see
Look, the thing is this. I don't think it's going to solve the problems. He's got some very serious health problems. I hope it helps. I hope he gets some sustenance in knowing that we care about him.
And I think as it gets shared more, and it was just nice to see the caring.
The Pine Baron, $20. People like spending because the money we use is debt-based and fake, printed out of thin air. If the money were honest and sound, people would save. There is now an incentive to trade the fake paper for hard goods.
That's exactly right. Yep.
I got to be honest with you. I don't think saving is the answer as well. Like, what I mean by that is, Trapper John, it's all very well for you guys in the flyover states who bought in from Billy Sue years ago, right? But for me, houses were always fucking expensive. When I bought this house with my wife, it was $330. That's like 250,000 US. And I got to tell you, that was a lot of fucking money. Believe you me, I had to tell a few porkies to the mortgage company to get that fucker approved, okay?
Bet, yeah.
There were a few porkies that needed to be told. And I got to tell you something. Sometimes in life, it ain't that easy. It ain't easy. It's never been that easy. Debt, borrowing can be a fantastic tool to wealth creation, because if you borrow instead of having one property which goes up, you've got two. It's riskier, but you've doubled the return. See, so you can never save. I think sometimes with Dave Ramsey, he can be a bit misleading, because sometimes you need to get debt to borrow. I don't think it's that wrong to borrow for an investment property. Again, in my
as
country,
long as it makes sense,
investment properties, the borrowing is a tax deductible. Okay, there are certain benefits there. Neo, $5. I bought my first luxury watch in 2008, a PAM 111 sandwich dial.
I love
You know what?
sandwich dials.
And I'll tell you what, we'll just share the link to the GoFundMe stream. They got $12,652. Can you believe that?
I wonder that. I mean, I don't know what it started at. I mean, I know what it kind of was at.
I tell
the
you
start
what.
of the stream, but
sorry,
it was a
about
bunch that you
four.
guys raised.
It was about 4 when it started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post it, and I will pin it to each stream. That's what I can do. I can pin that baby, and that way there it'll be at the top. I can pin these things. That's what we want to do. I will pin it. If you pay me the $50, I'll pin it.
I'm sure it brought a smile to his face. I mean,
I
just
hope
seeing the
so.
generosity.
I got to
That'd be
tell you,
worth
the
it.
PAM 111, I actually think that's a great watch still. I like it. Emmanuel Wine, simple PAM, sandwich dial. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's the layered dial.
When did those go out of vogue? I mean, because in the early 2000s, I remember talking to a friend, and oh yeah, Panerai, that's this is what you need,
Look, they kind of died. It was, believe it or not, it's actually when Rolex went ceramic, I would say, around that time. And what happened was, so late 2000s, 2008, 2009, the ceramic became flavor of the month.
Mm-hmm.
The Daytona was always hard to get. Okay, so the Daytonas were, even when Pam was there, they were hard to get. Not massive hard, but they were still hard for the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more so when Rolex went ceramic that the world went crazy. And it's partly because Pam fucked things up. They really fucked it up. What they did is they released far too many limited editions. They had some controversy where what Pam was doing was, see, they were a diving watch. They started releasing models that were fucking 20 meters 30 meters waterproof. That's fucking, they became greedy. It's owned by Richemont. Richemont owns Cartier. They own Vacheron. They became really fucking greedy. They did a couple of fuck ups. They released this movement, which was just an ETA, unfinished. It was fucked. And they made a big thing saying this is very, utilitarian.
Utilitarian, yeah.
It was just fucking lazy.
Right.
Okay? That's not utilitarian. That's just fucking lazy.
Right.
And they fucked things up. So they became on the stink. People. And what happened also with Pam was the super fakes became that good.
Mm.
And Pam were a bunch of assholes. What happened was when people said, if you said to Pam, can you verify this? Pam would say, you need to buy it from an authorized Pam dealer to ensure that doesn't fuck the second. They fucked off the secondary market. They're a bunch of assholes. Okay. They fucked off the secondary market. And I got to be totally honest with you. It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. Okay. It couldn't happen to a nicer bunch. That's all
Seems
I
like
can
there's
say.
a little bit more talk about them, within the last year. I see.
Well, they're good value because Rolex, the problem what's happening is because it is so hard to get Rolex, everything else has come up a bit. Omega.
Yeah.
You've got even Breitling, which was toxic. See, they were actually quite cool. Breitlings were cool.
Yeah, and
I'll tell you what else. Made Rolex successful. I'll do this super chat for Pine Barren in 1 minute, but I want to tell you what happened was Omega made Rolex successful. You might say, how the fuck did they do that? Trapper John, you say, how the fuck did, you know what happened? Omega owned Omega owned Valjoux, the ETA movements. They said, we're no longer letting other non-Swatch members have access to them.
Oh, and
So
then
companies like IWC, they had to get the fucking Solitas. Tag Heuer, they had to also, because Tag Heuer is owned by Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. They weren't part of Swatch, so they had to get their own source of. So what happened is all of a sudden people started to say, hang on a minute, where's in-house? Oh, Rolex is in-house. Rolex is in-house.
Yeah.
And Rolex became, it's kind of, they're so conservative and stodgy. They couldn't have masterminded it. It's just luck.
It fell into their lap.
Because they're actually a charitable trust,
Right.
they may not fuck this up. Pan
Right.
fucked it up, see?
Right.
But they may not fuck it up. So it was Omega that's made Rolex. Because if Omega had said, you know what, guys, we'll keep making movements for you, blah, 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 it wouldn't have put the pressure on. But then people started saying, fuck, this IWC's a Solita. And that's what pushed them into Rolex.
I remember in 1998, I got a job at a golf course, and the golf pro had a Tag Heuer, and I just would stare at that thing. I mean, to me, that was the pinnacle of watch excellence, other than the day-date I'd always wanted.
Pine Barren, $20. Archie, Depp works in a growth paradigm. Sorry, that's my state school education. In a contraction paradigm, department defaults. Since paper money is debt-based, it will ultimately fail. Proceed carefully. Any contraction of credit and it all collapses. The only thing is, under this new monetary policy, countries like America, any country that makes its own, has its own currency, America, Australia, Canada, Japan, the United Kingdom, because the United Kingdom doesn't have the euro, they can actually print their own money. Now, normally when you print your own money, turn the photocopier on, it leads to inflation. But what they're saying now, this new modern monetary policy,
MMT.
it can create it itself because it devalues the country. It's very complicated. They're not borrowing it from Japan or China, because China's got their own monetary problems.
They're borrowing it from the future.
Sort of. Do you see what I'm saying? So
to me, it's as easy as high school economics.
I totally agree with it, because I tell you this now, you pick a country like Australia, say this was just a complete barren country. For starters, it would cost you how many billion to get rid of the indigenous problem? Because then you couldn't even do it today. Health, HSNE, you couldn't even do it today, okay? Because the indigenous, they've got their own right. But to own a country, then you've got a piece of railway track. Do you know these railway tracks, they're actually fucking expensive to buy. You want to put sewage in a town? Do you know what sewage, pipes, and a working infrastructure costs? You want a power plant. You want this, you want that. This infrastructure is hundreds of billions of dollars. So what technically happens is a country like America with so much infrastructure, it can afford to turn the photocopier on and print, and it doesn't fuck up. Do you see that?
The problem now, though, is with this green push, they are wanting to implement a whole new infrastructure. And with modern technology, just like your dishwasher, he who controls the chips is the one that controls the... Do you understand this?
You are pissing into a campfire if you don't have India, China on board. Do you understand this? Because all you technically done is, instead of having dirty, nasty smelters in Australia or America or the UK, you've taken these things to China. They do the dirty work for you.
Yeah.
But they're still producing horrible pollutants. Can you understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I mean, yeah, we pay China to have the dirty air while we're on this higher
to
than
give you an idea,
thou
you know, the Love Boat.
idea.
The Love Boat. Did you ever watch the Love Boat?
I have
Okay. So when they scrapped that
years
vessel,
ago.
the Love Boat, okay, it was a
You were talking
Pacific
about that.
Pacific Princess, okay? So if you were to scrap that boat in America or Germany, the boat would be a deficit. It would cost you millions of dollars to cut the fucking thing up environmentally, take all the toxins out and recycle it. It would actually be a negative amount. But if you sell that to Bangladeshi, you can actually get a couple $1 million for it because they don't have environmental controls. They don't mind if the lead just goes into their ocean. The asbestos, what do they care about some guy who earns $5 a week?
You're outsourcing.
Do you understand that?
You're outsourcing your manufacturing.
The boat, that Love Boat, the ship, was worth negative. It was worth minus $10 million in America. But to Bangladesh, it was worth $5 million, $20 million in scrap. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how the world has gone. That is it. That is it.
I get a kick out of everybody thinking that they're doing such good with these green initiatives. Meanwhile, countries like India and China are huge polluters, and that air comes around.
100%. Neo, $5. PayPal sent Paul. Bruce's family will benefit greatly from the fund. You did a great thing yesterday. Well, it's not me, guys. It's the supporters. Bruce is a good guy, and I got to say, it's we try our best. Yankee Doodle, $2. I saw Glenn Ross on Broadway. Great show.
I can't even imagine the horror of that.
Actually, I must confess. Can I tell you something, Trapper, if you don't tell the other guys?
Nobody's watching, yeah.
Okay. I didn't really like that movie. It was so fucking dry. Like what were they doing? They were selling this dog shit property to idiots, right? I find it very hard. I've done sales. I can only sell a product if I actually believe it's a good product. When it's a dog shit product, I can't sell that. I have a conscience.
Well, I think that's called integrity. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But it's just, I wouldn't give it such a grand thing. It's just, you're not going to have repeat customers when you're selling dog shit like that.
But unfortunately, that mindset today is in such little quantities. That's why when you go to the car dealer, you feel like you got screwed every time. Because they would, they'd sell,
But you understand what I'm saying? Like I could never, if I was in cars, I couldn't really sell a Dodge.
Right.
I'd have trouble selling Dodges and Jeeps. Okay, I'd feel bad about selling those Dodges.
Well, that's the same reason
those things you spoke about. They burn. Yeah. Those fuckers burn.
Yeah, and they break front suspensions on a crazy scale because everybody's jumping. Oh yeah, they look fun. But the other thing that they're doing is kind of, you think about it, you have roads that maybe saw 100 people in a year. Now they're getting 100 people a day, and so they're a huge expense to counties and stuff, like from around where I am.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. People are, okay, got you. Yes, they're causing.
They just tear the roads up. They're always going fast. They spin in tires. I mean, and they don't. I mean, they do put a little bit into the local economy, but that stuff has trouble filtering over, to road and bridge infrastructure maintenance.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So it's kind of a
Look, I got to tell you honestly, it's like the cruise ships that throw their bilge, all the pollutants into the ocean there. They're a very heavy polluting sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's sort of
I have a problem with long line and ships that catch everything, and
Yes, that's with the fishing, the commercial, the just complete netting, and it's
horrible.
It is horrible. It's very, very horrible.
I think we're supposed to be stewards of this earth. We're supposed to take care of it, and it will take care of us.
That's exactly it. And I got to be honest with you. That's why I tell you, I find it so. That's what I like about luxury goods. People think it's a pretentious thing, but it's actually what I like about them is they're worthy of repair. They can be repaired. And what I find so hard to believe is, right, like when I was a kid, you bought a Mercedes. You bought a Mercedes because it lasted much longer than any other car. And if you looked after it, you could get really good. That was the whole. It wasn't to have the next model every 3 years, get a new one. No, it was to keep it for a long time because it was such a. But people seem to have lost that. They want to show off and flex, and they seem to be very insecure.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest with you. I sometimes look at the things that are in, and it's kind of sad. It's very sad. And I got to tell you, America's really disappointed me. Okay, I'll be honest with you. You look at towns like Flint, Michigan. That was a really good middle-class town with middle-class jobs. General Motors should be held accountable. What they did was absolutely disgusting. And I'm not blaming the Mexicans because the Mexicans are just desperate. You understand? They are desperate for any work. So you cannot blame the Mexicans. It's the American CEOs who went to the cheapest possible solution.
And coupled with unions are a great thing, but they can be very detrimental when they have all the power in the world to command a price that isn't
sustainable,
doesn't make sense, isn't sustainable. The greed of it, give us more, till finally they said, well, we'll just send it all to another country.
I can't believe, like there's some great companies. I used to love Pan Am. I thought Pan Am was your American carrier for international. You know?
And it used to, even going to a bank, a bank used to be, they were honored to be able to have your money in the bank, and now, there's no. But you realize
with a bank, what are they doing? They're not making money. You putting $5 in your account. They make money from selling you insurance, investing products. That's where they don't make the money from you putting $100 into your bank account.
Lending your money to somebody else's money is
I
a big part
don't even know
of it.
if they do that through private investors like they used to, because the interest rates, let's be honest, interest rates in Australia is less than 1%.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting when Australia, America, when they go negative interest rates. It'll be interesting to see if people. But I've been dumbfounded at the lack of, what it will take to get the American public to stand up and say, this is enough.
But what I think is, the honest truth is that I said this to somebody. Somebody said to me, it's going to collapse. I said, no, just relax. I said, I said to a friend of mine, he's a millionaire. He's worth $5 million US. I said, hang on a minute. You got an apartment? He's got an apartment in Bangkok. It's worth $2 million. I said, if that apartment is then worth, say it's worth 750. Okay, that's a massive loss. That's a 60%, 66% loss. Who gives a shit? It's only if you've got mortgage payment, he's got to pay it off. Yeah. It's only if you've got mortgage payment that it's going to be a problem. If you don't have a debt on it, who the fuck cares? Now, he collects watches. I said, if your watch collection goes from being 2 million to, say, 500,000, it's only a problem if you've got to service this debt.
Yeah.
I said, if you can ride the storm out, you look at all these things that collapsed. You go look at the housing market collapsed in 2008.
.com in 99.
If you could have held, you'd have ridden out the storm. Where people folded was they couldn't keep it going. If you could have kept it going, you'd actually sail through.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. If your debt levels, people are saying that world's going to collapse. I said to my friend, this is the guy who's worth 5 million. I said, let me tell you a statistic, because everyone talks about it's going to collapse. I said, do you know how many people have their house fully paid off in Australia? This is Australian. It's about 34%. No debt. Okay? 34%. No, that completely outright. Then you've got another 34%. Guess what? They have enough money in 401k or other investments to pay their house off.
I remember you talking about
Okay.
this.
So that's 66%. 2/3 of the market has it paid off or could pay it off.
But would they pay it off?
No, but why would you when interest rates are so low? 2%
Right.
money.
Well, but I'm just saying if something happened, would they pay it off, or would, you know?
No, but they don't have
don't
to.
know.
They've got choices. But you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right?
But they could. Yeah, I see
Right.
what you're saying.
It's like these big companies, they don't pay everything off. They have a bit of debt. A good business doesn't have 100% paid off fully. If a business has too much equity in everything, it becomes a takeover and robbed.
You
becomes robbed.
You have to have debt, or you pay it all in taxes. I mean, you have to have write-offs. You have to have.
Now, the thing,
if
what
you're
I'm
a
trying to
business.
say is, right, okay, say things did collapse. It's not going to be, it's not going to, I said to this guy, I said, you realize there was massive devastation after World War II. That was a fucking disaster. And the world didn't end. Okay? There was travesties and fucking genocide and fucking, that's a real, the Pine Barren, $20. China and USSR were massive trading partners. When USSR fell, China put an open for business sign in the window. US companies took advantage of cheap labor. Great for Wall Street, and we get to offshore our 100%. But China's done very well out of it. They have done incredible. The growth they've had is incredible. China's had huge. Guys, I'm going to wrap this baby up. Trapper, we'll see you tomorrow. If you're free, come on.
Okay.
Whatever you like.
I appreciate
No
it.
pressure.
No worries.
See you later.
See ya.